Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, you know, Mother's Day was recent.
Yes.
And hadn't thought about how difficult it could be for folks that have a few mothers that they got to worry about. Not just their own mother, but the mothers of their children. Like, you know, somebody like Nick Cannon.
All the baby mamas.
Yeah.
We talked about this. I was like, this is probably the most stressful time of the year for Nick Cannon. Maybe Christmas as well, but I think Mother's Day because he has a few baby mamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean...
That's a lot of stamps.
That's a lot of stamps. And he gave handwritten cards to the 6 mothers of his 12 children, but I guess he accidentally mixed them up, and that to talk about stress.
I thought it would be really, really good to show people how you really feel, write it down. And I was doing handwritten messages from the heart.
I love that.
I get the cards mixed up.
I know it.
And then so when one baby mama reads the card about how I feel about the other baby.
Wow.
See, if I would have just got some generic that everybody else got, that wouldn't happen.
Yep, that's why you go Hallmark. He'll get personalized.
And have an assistant. What are you doing? What are you doing writing those yourself and having to figure out which ones go where?
At least have an assistant to say, okay, we got them all in the right order.
Right.
You can handwrite them. You can we'll make sure the right daughter and son are going to put little handprints on it and all that. I try to do that with Tatum, not have multiple moms on it.
Oh, good for you.
I wanted to, because usually I don't have the chance to have her, add a personalized touch to the card because she's around mom more than me. So, trying to find that time when we're not, it's just Tatum and I solely, and I have a card handy because I'm always a last-minute card purchaser. This time around, I was I'm getting it in advance.
Oh, nice.
I have a few extra days for Mother's Day. And so I have her, and I'm like, okay, mom's up in the shower. Get out some crayons and some markers. I'm like, let's personalize this card. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll give this to her on Mother's Day. She looks and goes, no, I'm going to give it to her now. And just takes the card and runs upstairs and gives her the card 2 days before Mother's Day.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, no. And I'm like, this is going to be a meltdown. Do I really want a meltdown over a stupid card? I'm like, you know what? Mother's Day's coming early.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
She runs up there, brings it to mom in the shower. It was kind of cute.
Yeah. But you're like, kid, I got to teach you about timing.
Well, my wife's birthday is this weekend. Now I'm like, do I try this again?
No.
Yeah, so she learned her lesson.
Yeah.
She has no right to be able to color on the card.
Nope, you're out, kid.
Or get 2 cards.
Oh.
They're kind of expensive, though.
Yeah, but how do you... But she's going to want to bring both cards.
Well, one I don't give her. I use that one as the save for the actual birthday. And then there's the dummy card. That's a bad term.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one where she can just do whatever she wants to it.
Yeah. But then she's going to know you got her a card, though, right? It's the surprise.
Oh, yeah.
The surprise is ruined.
Well, she knows she's going to get a card. It's her birthday. Yeah, it's not like it's a surprise card.
Well, you could surprise her one year and go, I want to Nick Cannon this whole thing. You get nothing. I'll give it to the other whoever.
The other whoever. Sorry, babe. I give it to the other whoever.
That's
Are you cheating on me? No, I just have another whoever.
Yeah, that's right, man. I'm not. I've changed my name. Steve Cannon.
Yeah.
Steve Cannon.
That's it. Yeah. Well, congratulations to Nick Cannon and having 6 baby mamas.
I don't know if that's congratulations.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what the life. I feel like with his kind of folks, where you've got all that money. I think that the money people have multiple baby mamas. It's not a problem because you got skillions of dollars, right?
But do you have skillions of time to spend with these children?
That I don't know how that happens.
I don't know how you navigate that. For me, I see when people have 3 kids, I'm like, that, good for you. Like, I have nothing but a world of respect for someone who has multiple kids and be able to navigate and allocate time for all of them.
Yeah, but you can't live with all like you get to live because you have just one baby mama.
That's true.
So you're living in one house. I think it's understood that Nick is not going to be able to be there for everybody at all times because he's got 6 places.
Where's Daddy? He's with his 3 other children.
Yeah.
When's he coming to see me? Well, after he sees his 4th and 5th child, then you're next on the list.
Yeah, it's not like it's like the old days with the Waltons that where you could have 12 kids in one house. This is a whole different. He ought to do like they do on that TV show where he's got the 3 wives, sister wives. Yeah, where he has all the homes, or at least for one time on that show, he had all the homes in the same cul-de-sac.
He could just buy a development and have all the families live in one little development.
What if they do and we just don't know about it?
That would actually be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Or just a whole mansion. I mean, at that point, just, buy like a $58 million mansion. They could have their own wings of their house.
Yeah, I mean, it's really what he's got is a harem. Like it's an old-fashioned harem. I
don't know. You might want to run that by all the women. I don't know if they really feel it's that way anymore.
Well, at one point he haremized them. You know what I mean?
Well, at one point he was in a relationship with each one. I don't think he was banging them all at the same time. Well, maybe. I don't know.
See, I don't know. I don't know how. Like, was it just one and done? And I'm pregnant. I don't know all these relationships with Nick.
More importantly, I'm looking at the podcast that he does because that audio is from his podcast. And if you. BJ, you need to start dressing like Nick Cannon, I think.
How's he dressing? What is he doing?
It's hilarious. Like, I'm like, you're doing a podcast, and he's got, like, his hoodie up. He's got these sunglasses that have giant stars on each lens.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
He's got some crazy-looking tie-dye chair that he's kind of sitting in, but he's, like, kind of like has, like, a massive lean going.
He's, like, slumped in it.
He's slumped in it, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, he's...
That's the hoodie on, and then the headphones over the hoodie.
See, this
is your look, man,
dude. If I was like that, I'd fall asleep.
Yes,
okay, it looks really comfortable.
He looks very comfortable.
Yeah, dude, he's like in his pajamas almost. I'd be like done. Yeah. So it's just him and everybody else looks like they came to work ready. The 3 women look like they came to work ready to work. He looks like he's just like, hey guys.
I know they're not, but it would be awesome if those were all of his baby mamas.
One of them is, I think.
Oh my gosh, that should be his podcast. Him and his baby mamas.
That's a great podcast.
Nick Cannon and the baby mamas. I would listen to it at least once.
Yeah, that's all you have to do is once. Heck, I watched that reality show.
Yeah, you know what? He could be printing money with all this stuff.
Yeah, man. So we got a man that was arrested. Why was this man arrested? For flinging meat. You meat flinger. Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com. .9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. And today's a day to enjoy some walnuts, baby. It's National Walnut Day.
Oh, yeah, walnuts.
Unless it's like on a salad, I don't remember the last time I just ate a walnut. When I was a kid, I used to like to eat them just because I like to crack them.
Yeah, my dad would. We'd have them. You'd have a lot of nuts for Thanksgiving around our house.
Okay, yeah.
So he would crack the walnuts a lot then.
Oh, yeah, it was a blast to have like the nutcracker and like squeezing. Yeah, especially when you're a kid, when you finally could crack that walnut, you're like, oh man, I'm strong as F.
Yeah, look at you, buddy.
And then you eat and you're like, this is kind of trash.
Yeah.
Just very cardboardy.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while you get a good taste to it, but for the most part you're just like, this crap, this is crap. Oh, it's not bad. Okay, just back to crap.
You got to get some maple in there, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, maple walnuts, legit.
All right, today, and it's odd that we were recently talking about how, hunting for mushrooms has got to be like a scary thing because you don't know if you're going to get high, you're going to die, or you're just going to be able to fry it in some kind of a meal.
High, die, or fry? Which way should we go?
Well, today is National Mushroom Hunting Day.
All right.
So just be careful when you hunt your mushrooms today. But I like to say that today is Foo Fighters Day because today we have a brand new Foo Fighters song. BJ just got put out, and at 7 this morning, right after Beat Migs, we'll play the brand new Foo Fighters song called Under You. The album comes out June 2nd, which is titled But Here We Are. So excited to hear this song. From what I've heard so far, it sounds phenomenal. I haven't finished listening to it, but I think you're going to dig it, BJ. Lyrically, it's going to hit you in the feels, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's obviously about Taylor Hawkins.
Oh, boy.
I mean, because at one point, one of the lyrics says, someone said, I'll never see your face again. Part of me just can't believe it's true. Pictures of us sharing songs and cigarettes. This is how I'll always picture you. And then it talks about getting over it, thinking I'm not getting over it. And pretty powerful. So we'll be playing that at 7 this morning right after Beat Migs here. The brand new Foo Fighters track from Dave Grohl and the Boys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's a good one, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, but yeah, like you said, man.
Art helps heal people.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this Florida man. Maybe he needs to find some kind of an art to heal himself because, well, he's had a rough day, I'd say, because he was agitated. He was outside of a smoke shop in Florida, and a police officer showed up, and, well, he was arrested because he flung deli meat at the cop. Now, not only did he do that.
Oh, boy.
But before he threw the meat at the cop, he was telling the cop how he's a black belt in a couple different martial arts, including karate and judo.
Oh.
He also told the cop that I'm going to steal his gun.
Oh, okay.
We have all the audio if you'd like to hear it. Now that you have that in your head, you'll be able to hear it better.
Oh.
Because the officer had his body cam on, and the footage was captured. And so we have the audio for you to hear, including him flinging the meat and being tackled and arrested.
Okay. Come over here and I'll kick you. Come on.
Okay.
You think I can't do it? I know.
Don't want to do
black
this.
belt in karate.
Okay.
A black belt in judo.
You understand you're trespassing the store.
I'll take your gun and walkie-talkie.
Okay.
And I'll drive off in your patrol car.
Okay. You understand you're trespassing the store, correct?
Yes, I understand, you mother.
Okay.
Now get the out of my face.
I'm 12 feet away from you, not your face at all. Okay. Put your hands right now. Right now you're under arrest for battery on a law enforcement officer for throwing something at me. Why would you throw something at me?
Because you pissed me off.
Well, there you go.
No. I like how the cop just keeps going, okay.
I feel like this is a conversation between my 4-year-old brother. It's like, I'm not copying you. What do you, I'm far away. No, okay, you understand what, I'm doing it because I'm mad at you. Yep, sounds like talking to a 4-year-old.
I feel really badly for the cop because I know they have to be this way.
Right.
Because of the fire they're under and with the camera on, because he was really patient with that dude.
Oh, you can just tell he was just like, come on, man. Okay.
Back in the day, the language enough was like, okay, you're going down.
Yeah.
But, here's a cop going, hey, I'm still trying to be reasonable with you, trying to be cool.
Well, in all fairness, he maybe was a little scared because this guy's a black belt in judo and karate.
Oh, that's a good point. And also he's going to take his gun.
Take his gun. Okay.
And drive his car. He's going to take his car, too.
I was like, why are you doing this? Because you're pissing me off.
Yeah.
It was a very honest answer.
Hey, Steve, anything in that story talking about drugs or alcohol, maybe?
I mean, I think we can make our assumptions, BJ.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Here's a question.
Yes, sir.
What is going on with Luis Castillo?
Yeah.
The Seattle Mariners, you got your guy. You're thinking, okay, this is the dude. He was unstoppable earlier in the season. And, man, his last few games just not doing all so well, including yesterday. Gave up a bunch of runs against the Red Sox. Mariners were able to then tie it back up at 4-apiece, and then eventually it just kind of fell apart for the Mariners. They lost 9-4 against your stupid Red Sox. Red Sox ended their 4-game losing streak, and the Mariners Not a good day.
Yeah, they talk about location. Luis has been leaving some pitches in the.
He's having a hard time getting that fastball where it should be.
Yeah, leaving it. You know what? And when you got good hitters, they are going to hit mistakes.
And was it Masataka Yoshida?
Yeah,
he doubled, tripled, drove in 3 runs, also scored on a wild pitch. So he was a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah, that's the guy they spent a lot of money. People were wondering why the Red Sox spent all those millions on this dude from Japan. He's kind of like Ichiro. They brought him over, and so far they made the right move. He's doing well for him.
Kind of wish they didn't do that.
Yeah.
So, looking at Luis Castillo. So, he was our ace pitcher. I think everything's going to be fine over the course of the season. But, at first when he started the season, his ERA after 4 starts was 0.73. He was just an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Since then, he's given up 16 runs over 23 innings for an ERA over 6.26 in that span.
Yeah,
a little bit of a rough go.
He's got here's the thing. The players are starting to get locked in. It's getting to be warmer, and a pitcher can take advantage of rusty players at the beginning of a season. So now Felix, I should say, now Luis has got to make the adjustments.
I have faith.
Oh yeah, he's a good pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, I do not see him. I did. And don't forget, this is the first time with the pitch clock. There's so many adjustments that everyone's making this year to all the rules.
Have you heard the controversy that's going on with Aaron Judge and some of the Toronto Blue Jays announcers?
Yeah, I know. This is not good, man.
So if you don't know what's going on Monday night before hitting his second home run of the game, the announcers are like, and it's Dan Shulman and Buck Martinez. And they kept saying, why is Aaron Judge staring into the dugout? And they started basically insinuating, I think he's stealing signs. And so here's the audio. It's pretty funny because you can just tell these announcers are just like, what's going on? Why does he keep looking in the dugout?
What is that?
Where's he looking?
Where's he looking? And he did it more than once.
Yeah, it's really, really unusual.
Just did it again. And he pummeled it. He hit it a country mile for his second home run of the night.
And Aaron Judge hit 2 homers in a game, and once again, he's looking at something, and then the next move is that powerful swing, and he blasts one to center field. I've not seen that before with him.
Maybe someone was saying something to him.
Yeah, his excuse was lame.
Flipping him off or something, showing dirty pictures from the dugout.
Yeah, that's. I'm sorry.
What was his excuse?
Yeah, he was saying, I was just wondering what's going on with my people in the dugout. I thought something was happening in there. And it's like, really? You're at the plate, and that's what you're worried about, making sure everybody's okay in the dugout?
Maybe they were playing rock, paper, scissors, and he had to get up to bat before he could find out who won.
Yeah, spoken as a true New Yorker.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Because of the barrel banging controversy with Houston, because of the alleged buzzer, that's allegedly on, one of the Houston Astros players, it's, you really got to be careful because, stealing signs is not what they want you to do. If you got a guy on second base, it's hard to avoid it because a guy on second base can be helpful if he sees what the catcher's flashing, if he thinks he knows what's up.
I say you just be better at hiding signs, then people can't steal them.
Oh, here we go.
That's what I say.
Is that what you say?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, you know what? Major League Baseball doesn't agree with you.
You know what else I say? It might be the end of the Arizona Coyotes as we see it. Because, man, oh, man. So this is the NHL story. Big news yesterday. So, and it kind of makes you think a little bit about what happened with the Sonics, how hard it was to get a new arena built. And that was a part of the many reasons why they ended up leaving here and going to Oklahoma City. Well, the Coyotes, the NHL franchise, have been having that problem for years to the point where at one point it looked like they were leaving Arizona and coming to Seattle and we were going to get that franchise. I'm glad it didn't happen because I think things are working out just fine with us and what we got with the Seattle Kraken. But yesterday, voters voted no for a brand new arena to be built in Tempe, Arizona, which is where they were hoping to have their franchise be. Because they tried Phoenix, they tried Glendale. None of that was working. Honestly, I just don't think that there's just much interest in this team, and also just the ownership sucks. And the NHL, they've tried for years. They even took over ownership at one point. This is something that they don't want to give up on, but I think they might have finally hit the end of the Arizona project when it comes to the Coyotes, and a lot of people believe that they're going to have to move, including the National Hockey League says we're terribly disappointed by the results of this public referendum regarding the Coyotes. So now people are like, where are they going to go? And some people believe maybe Houston, maybe Quebec. Quebec has been. I kind of want to see that. So we got the Nordiques.
Oh, the Nordiques.
I love the Nordiques logo and the color scheme. I thought that was cool. Some people are even throwing out Portland. I don't think that seems like a massive long shot. But how awesome would that be if Portland got an NHL franchise?
Well, yeah.
For rivalry purposes?
I mean, can they support it? Because, basketball and hockey happen at the same time.
Yeah.
And, Portland is a much smaller city than Seattle. So, could they support both?
I believe so. Portland loves the Winterhawks. They get they have a good showing, and that's junior hockey. Now all of a sudden you got pro hockey. Forget about it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, the ticket, the ticket prices, Steve.
I know.
That I just don't know if that city, it's hard to call. It really is hard to call if people would go to both. It would be great.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's probably going to be Houston.
Yeah.
If they end up moving.
I totally didn't realize Houston, now that you mention it, it's that's a big city and they don't have a hockey team.
They've been wanting one for a minute, yeah.
Yeah. I know it's the South. But maybe Dallas has shown Houston that look what they did if they follow that same formula as far as really creating a hockey culture, building rinks and everything.
Speaking of junior hockey, tonight, Game 4 for the T-Birds. And thanks to our friend Freak Show, our T-Birds reporter, says, Steve, your Seattle Thunderbirds won 6-3 last night to take a 2-1 series lead. They had 3 goals and 45-second flurry at one point. Tonight is Game 4 at the ShoWare Center. Let's fill the barn. Go Birds. Let's fly from Freak Show.
Wow. We have 3 games. Well, this is the second of the three games that we have.
And they could win it all on Friday if they win tonight.
That's insane, man.
Yes. Pretty cool. Also awesome and pretty cool. You remember Ben DiNucci? Star quarterback for your Seattle Dragons.
I was Gucci with DiNucci.
Seattle Sea Dragons, sorry. Well, he got signed to be one of the backup quarterbacks, potentially. He got signed. He's being brought to camp for the Denver Broncos. And apparently he had a little bit of a rough go during practice because he threw an interception to a rookie linebacker, Drew Sanders, but he did it in front of the Broncos owner, who's also the owner of Walmart, Greg Penner.
Oh.
And I gotta love Sean Payton. I don't think it's going to end of the world. I mean, he's trying to fight for the third quarterback for the team. It's not like he's trying to become the starter. But Sean Payton during the press conference did have a pretty funny joke about the fact that he threw an interception in front of the owner of Walmart. Oh, you didn't get the audio? No, my bad. I thought I sent it to you. Well, he just said, hey, Ben, he owns Walmart, so if it doesn't work out, you could be a greeter there.
There we go.
Pretty awesome. Hey, as far as weather, 79 degrees, going to be sunny. That's going to be nice. So get outside, enjoy the weather. Thanks to Jersey Mike's a sub above for giving us the Migs report, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Baby broccoli is another name for what vegetable?
Baby broccoli? I don't know. Brussels sprouts?
No.
Cauliflower?
No.
No, sir.
Broccolini?
Yes.
Nice work.
What pop star did
that word up?
Actually, you didn't make that word up, sir. It's been a word.
No, I guess I just never knew it.
Yeah, every once in a while, your brain comes through for you.
My vocabulary larger than I even knew.
Wow. You want a shot at beating Mr. Vocabulary?
Why is everyone laughing?
Nothing.
I don't know. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do it at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. So what is the Big 615? Well, simply put, it's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. Get the latest on country music, from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial free. That means a whole lot more music and a whole lot more country. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. And I look forward to having you join me on the Big 615.
This is your country station.
The Big 615.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Avenged Sevenfold. They're going to be at Tacoma Dome on October 2nd. They're back, baby. We got tickets, man. We do. All you got to do is log in, listen to KISW on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, Odyssey, or log in and listen on KISW.com. That's all you got to do to win those tickets. Just listen, man.
The more you listen, the more chances you get at winning.
Yeah, I know. You're like, how can it be that simple? It's that simple. You want more info? You want those Avenged Sevenfold tickets? All the details at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Welcome, happy hump day, everybody. You guys miss me?
Hey, you were gone?
I know, right? Usually you can't see me when I'm sitting in the chair.
That's what it is.
Vicky.
Or standing.
Oh.
I'm glad I am back from the glorious País of Mexico.
Oh, that's right. You went to visit the fam.
Oh, yeah. Traveling with a 4-year-old, I do not recommend.
That's why I told you not to take Steve, but you did anyway.
Look, man, I just want my snacks.
That's all he wants.
And I kept giving you snacks, but they weren't enough.
Nope.
But that's all for another day. I am barely awake, so let's get moving on to the game. We have Bryson from the local 86 Ironworkers. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
What's up, Bryson?
Are you ready to play?
Yep.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Bryson has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. What suit ranks highest in a game of bridge?
Spades, diamonds, hearts.
Spades, yes. Bing, Rainier, and Chelan are all types of what food item?
Pass.
A gift of China is given to celebrate the anniversary of how many years of marriage?
25.
No.
30.
No.
10.
No. Oh. Jason Momoa played Duncan, Idaho in what 2021 sci-fi film?
Doom.
Yes. What was the first? Yeah. What was the first European country to ban smoking in bars?
Europe.
No.
United States.
No.
Ireland.
What was that? Ireland, yes. Which rapper is featured on Katy Perry's hit song California Girls?
Snoop Dogg.
Yes. Who had the last name Bing on the sitcom Friends?
Chandler.
Yes. What godly actor co-stars alongside Jack Nicholson in the comedy The Bucket List?
No, pass.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct.
All right, Bryson, here's what I want to know. You literally knew nothing. Why didn't the buddy in the background get on the phone and play at this point? I mean, I don't think you got any of those questions right. But
we're with the local 86 Ironworker Apprenticeship, and it's a morning thing we do every morning in apprenticeship school. try to get on. So it's a class effort.
Well, that's all right. I appreciate that. Well, so you're the spokesperson there. The rest of them are like, they're a little cowardly. They don't want to be on, but they'll be glad to shout answers at you. I can appreciate that.
I was the first person to get through. So.
Oh, there we go.
So they're all calling me.
They're all trying.
Oh, my God.
Oh, now I get it. Oh. Well, you know what, then? I take it back. You guys are awesome.
What happened?
It's not just Bryson playing, it's the local 86 Ironworkers apprenticeship program that we're playing.
They were all trying to call at the same time.
Yeah.
He's the first one they got through.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the thing was, is Bryson was not answering any of the questions. It was like his buddies were always shouting at him.
He's like on speakerphone?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love this. Oh, man, it's a good old handicapped match.
I'm here for it. But are you ready, Steve?
Oh, yeah!
All right. What suit ranks highest in the game of bridge?
I'm going to go with the king.
No.
The queen.
No.
The royal flush.
No.
Oh, boy.
Bing, Rainier, and Chelan are all types of what food items?
Cherries.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
A gift of China is given to celebrate the anniversary of how many years of marriage?
25.
No.
50.
No.
15?
No.
No, sir.
Damn it.
Jason Momoa played Duncan, Idaho in what 2021 sci-fi film?
Aquaman.
No.
I don't know anything else that Jason Momoa has been in, so I'm going to have to pass.
What was the first European country to ban smoking in bars?
Ooh, I'm going to go with France.
No.
Italy.
No.
Greece.
No.
Damn it.
Which rapper?
Germany?
No.
No, sir.
Which rapper is featured on Katy Perry's hit song California
Dogg.
Girls? Yes. Who had the last name Bing on the sitcom Friends?
Chandler.
Yes. What godly actor co-stars alongside Jack Nicholson in the comedy The Bucket List?
What, godly?
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
There you go.
Which scientist was awarded the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics?
Einstein.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct. That is a tie.
Yeah, nice work, boys.
Hello.
Oh, Bryson and the gang are gone.
I'm here.
Oh, you are
You
there.
guys tied.
Nice work, Bryson and the gang.
Hey, we had to win to go home early, so
Oh, so you tied, and now you're stuck there.
You can argue that you didn't lose,
Did you get a free lunch or anything for tying? There should have been some tying things.
Hey, we're iron workers. It's either win or lose. There's no
All right. Well, appreciate it, boys. Thanks for listening, man.
You guys rock.
Yep.
And try again. Seriously. This is fun. I like the whole office going to get you, Steve. That's fantastic.
Me versus an entire office? That seems unfair.
Like the whole group of dudes just they're learning how to do what they got to do.
The suit that ranks the highest in the game of bridge, they got correct, was spades.
Oh,
yeah. You missed the whole.
Yep.
Yeah, I should probably understand cards better.
The gift of China is given to celebrate the anniversary of how many years of marriage? No one got that right, but you guys kind of said, I think, the same answers. I think you said like 25 and then 50.
I think it's early on, isn't it?
Not that early.
Oh, all right.
But they were pretty close.
Well, I would have said 5, 10, 15.
Nope.
So it's an odd number?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
20.
20.
20?
That was the only
Really?
one you guys
China?
didn't say. Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought we got into jewelry at 20. Okay.
Let's see. Jason Momoa played Duncan, Idaho in Dune.
Dune. Don't even know he was in that.
Yep.
Yeah, he was in that.
Like everyone was in that movie, let's be honest. The first European country to ban smoking in bars was Ireland.
Ireland. Yeah.
And that was the only other one you got.
I wouldn't have gotten that one. I was just, if you just said name every single European country that you know, I probably wouldn't have even named Ireland.
Always forgetting Ireland,
I
man.
did. I apologize to all my Irish friends.
Well, let's be fair. I feel like you'd named like 5 European countries, then you'd be done.
I would. Maybe 4.
Or, okay, I was giving you
I think I kind of ran out after I said Germany.
But yes, and I like that you got my my little hints, the godly actor.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt pretty proud on that one. So congratulations.
You're very proud of yourself for that one?
Well, because I felt like how many people actually saw that movie?
What?
The Bucket List?
I saw it.
Really? I only knew Morgan Freeman was in it. I didn't know who else was in it. I didn't realize it was Jack Nicholson.
I thought it was like how many people saw the movie where it was God. Yeah.
No,
a lot of people.
no.
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Bucket List, yeah. I don't even, I heard of it, but I never saw it.
2 old guys trying to finish their bucket list before they kick the bucket.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy, basically. It's a movie about me and my buddy.
I remember enjoying it. That doesn't say much.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, you probably, is that what I don't.
I highly recommend it, BJ. It's one of my favorite films.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. You like that part where the guy was in it?
The part with the guy and the thing? Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
And the bucket.
I got a new show for you, though. You got to watch this.
Okay, what is that?
ABC's coming out with a new dating series this fall called
The Golden Bachelor, which
starring R. Kelly.
I know that's what it makes you wonder, really. No, it's golden, meaning the age, not
like Golden Girls.
Yes, it's The Bachelor, but with senior citizens. Which,
oh my gosh,
ABC said, "quote." One hopeless romantic is given a second chance at love in the search for a partner with whom to share the sunset years of life.
Now, are they like? Is it similar premise as The Bachelor? So, but will it be like one old lady with like 20 old dudes?
It's the other way around. It's one old dude with a bunch of old ladies.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I want to watch this. I bet it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
but is it going to be the same thing where they're all like making out in the hot tub and doing all these saucy things?
Well, you hear about like but you hear about that like when like all like those like assisted living villages, homes. Where like everyone's just banging each other because they're old and they don't care.
Oh, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen. I'm saying, do you want to see a bunch of California raisins going at it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not going to show sex. It's going to be just as. They're not going to go any further than what we've already seen on The Bachelor, which is just make out city and maybe a little groping. I'm in for that.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. And I mean, I wonder if people in my age, because I mean, but then again, maybe younger people will watch this. Now, I will say this. I bet these women are going to look like they're going to have surgery and whatever. They're not going to look like old people. They're going to look older, but I think they're going to look like Martha Stewart on Sports Illustrated.
I'll be honest. I would have rather it be one woman with a bunch of old dudes. Because I feel like the old dudes are going to get salty, and I just want to see how like old men fight.
Oh yeah, Grumpy Old Men, the movie.
Yeah, I want to see like guy walking with his walker.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick your ass in about 40 to 50 minutes when I get to you.
As I get there. Well, they're saying that the women arriving at this mansion will have a lifetime of experience living through love, loss, and laughter, hoping for a spark that ignites a future full of endless possibilities.
Are there any pictures of what the Bachelor looks like or the Bachelorette? The Bachelor.
Not yet. They've announced it, but they did say that the gal has to be over at least 65. So it's 65 and over, which
well, it'd be interesting to see.
You should go on the show.
You should.
Well, I don't think my wife would appreciate that.
She doesn't need to know. She's in another state.
Oh, she doesn't need to know. Oh, yeah. That's how we're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're doing it for the show.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 65, you have to at least be 65. I'm wondering what these people are going to look like. Are they going to have a lot of work done? Is it going to be somebody with cash? Like, as opposed to regular people you just see in a neighborhood?
I bet they'll be as attractive as they can possibly find for somebody in their 60s. No different than what they do for the Bachelor and Bachelorette. They try and find the most attractive people that they could possibly put on the show that are characters. And I'm sure they'll do the same with this.
This will be really interesting to see. I wonder if it'll work.
It's a whole new kind of love story, one for the golden years.
The Golden Bachelor.
I will definitely watch this. I can't guarantee I'll watch the entire season, but I would definitely give at least the first episode a shot.
You're going to give the first episode a shot?
Absolutely. I'm very curious.
And Danny, Vicky, young people. Sarah, are you going to watch? Sarah says yes.
Oh, Sarah, come in here, Sarah. I bet Sarah's probably the most fired up about this.
Well, she's a reality show person.
Yeah, I am not, and I am excited for this. Just especially because I've been binge watching The Golden Girls lately. So this is just falling right into my life.
Yeah, I don't. What is it about old people that you'd want to see this? I
want to see old people be happy. We're so used to being around an old person who's miserable. It'd be nice to see happy old people.
That's true.
You realize this show is going to be just as fake as the regular Bachelor,
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, so, all right.
Well, and I think the regular Bachelor is very entertaining, Father. So, scripted or not, I love it. So now it's just going to be the same premise. The producers are going to add drama here and there, Who
took my dentures?
Exactly. Now it's just going to be like older people. Like,
All
it's
right.
going to be so bizarre. They've been
Where am I? Where there's candy?
Yeah, they've been trying to do this for a while now, so I'm like so glad that it's actually happening. Because they usually say like, oh, if you want to be the next Bachelor, Bachelorette, and then they were doing like commercials like, if you know someone older that's still looking for love in their elder age, and I'm like, are they really going to do this?
Instead of roses, they give everybody Depends.
I'm wondering if they're going to be like cute old people, like, hey, here's a rose, let's dance the boogie woogie. I don't know, or if they're going to be a little bit more promiscuous, like real
100%.
Yeah, like from the Golden Girls. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we'll have a lot of action going.
We'll have a lot of blanches. Yeah. I think we'll have a lot of
a lot of denture hockey going on.
Well, and they all going to live in gross. Yeah. Are they all going to live in like one mansion, like just a bunch of old, like it just is crazy. And I absolutely love any old person that is going to be on this.
Honest, I know 65-year-old people that are not like, we're acting like they're all going to be like these 90-year-olds struggling to walk and walk. And we joke about it, but like I know plenty of like dudes in the hockey world that are in their 60s that are like getting around just fine. They look like they're in their 50s.
That's true. I kind of wish it was like an 80 and older.
Well, if this goes well, I think they need to do an 80 and up.
Yeah, everyone deserves love, no matter what the age.
We'll see what happens, because you're getting into 80 years old. That would be
I think we call it like knocking on death's door. Like, will you find love? Or will you find eternal peacefulness?
Wow.
I don't know.
Will you die?
Yeah.
Right, that's the quest to find someone before you croak.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. What if people get a little too physical and somebody has a heart incident?
Maybe that's why they didn't do
ratings will go up. That's right.
Yeah, you don't get eliminated. You just get carted off in a body bag. You're done.
Well, and I'm curious too, because they always usually have like a villain or two. So I'm like, it'll be interesting to see what old person will be the villain.
And why and how.
Yeah, what's their drama going to be?
Right.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, you know what? I thought this was a dumb idea, but everybody on this show is all about the Golden Bachelor.
I feel like we need to have a watch party.
I'm so down.
Yeah.
You know I always do with my girls. You guys can just tag along.
Okay, then.
What would we enjoy watch it? Because we have to have a theme to be like we enjoy things that old people enjoy.
Yeah.
BJ, what do you like?
Yeah, hey, walking sticks.
Thanks a lot. I can't wait for this show.
Maybe like mushy food.
Yeah, Jell-O. They love Jell-O.
That's why he doesn't like the shows, because it reminds him of his future.
Yeah, that's great.
Metamucil, do we drink that?
Yeah, sure. You guys go right ahead. I'll get you plenty of that.
Okay. Yeah. What else?
Was it Sanka?
Prune juice.
Juice. I'll get you plenty of that too.
Oh, we're being ageist. That's not right.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I will say, man, Dad, if you were 65 and single, I would 100% audition you for this show.
Would you apply for him without him knowing?
Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Man.
That would be incredible.
You would have to put me on the show where it's the dude's competing for a chick, as opposed to me trying to pick out of a bunch of women.
Well, really? You'd rather have?
Well, I think I'd be more entertaining, fighting with other dudes over a chick.
You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Oh, you would definitely be the villain at that
But if it was you and 20 old women, and then it's see how many of these women he can make cry.
Oh, all right. That's
now you're in.
Now I'm in.
Wow, you would be great at that show.
Tell me about your daddy issues. She's like, he's been dead for 40 years.
Oh, yeah, that's all right. We'll dig up the issues and him.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, too soon. Okay. My bad.
We've gone too far.
Well, anyway, The Golden Bachelor coming out this fall because ABC's decided old people rule.
I'm excited to see what it's going to be like.
Me too.
Do they have an old person Dancing with the Stars too or something? Is that a thing?
I have not seen that, but I don't know.
I feel like some of the stars are really old on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Somebody showed me a copy of ABC's fall schedule, and it is really weird. It's all a bunch of I don't think there's any shows on there anymore. It's just all the reality shows. Yeah. So ABC's just all reality all the time now.
Good.
What if this goes well? Then all of a sudden there's a older person version of Survivor.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they have an older person on it.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Or old brother. Instead of Big Brother being young people, it's Big Old Brother.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, where it's you don't have...
Or you call it Big Daddy or something like that. I don't know.
Big Daddy works, sure.
Yeah, Big Brother, I feel would be more understandable for old people because at least they're in a house with food. Survivor... Yikes.
You still got to do stuff on Big Brother, though. There are still physical things you got to do once in a while.
Yeah, but at least they're undercover and they get fed.
Yeah, there's that.
Survivor, the old people probably would literally.
You're right. We don't get fed on Survivor. She's got a point.
Just do old people Survivor, where they try to text their grandchild without messing up or something, or
without
ordering food or
going on
a walk.
Bush.
Yeah.
What about Old Person Amazing Race?
That would be, what kind of race would it be? The first person?
They're all doing 50 miles per hour and a 60. It's just this race is taking forever.
I thought it was who could get to the bathroom the quickest without making an accident.
That would be me.
Yep.
I could be on that show.
You would lose immediately.
Whatever. Hey, Foo Fighters, they just released another song from their album. Which, of course, is coming out June 2nd. The album is called But Here We Are. And we've got the new song for you right now. This is called, now, like Steve said earlier, the lyrics might give you the feels because it's obviously about Taylor. Mm-hmm. And the song is called Under You on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
Invest in your future on your schedule at Columbia College. Earn an accredited degree faster with 8-week classes starting 6 times a year. Go at your own pace as you build your future. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, companies are still trying to get people back to the office, and folks are just like, WFW, buddy. Or WFH, I should say.
As I say, what is WFW?
Work from where I want.
Oh, work from home now, WFH. I was like,
yeah.
I'm thinking F word.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know why.
Work F-U.
Yeah. WFU?
Yeah. Many people want to stay home, and hey, look, I'm going to say it even around here, like it's a ghost town around here.
A lot of times, except for whenever there's like a big meeting, and then it's just like, wait a second now. What the hell? Who are you in the bathroom? This is my urinal.
I was going to say whenever there's free food around, and then all of a sudden people just start showing up at work. Like, how did you know there's?
And then they put signs that say this isn't for the on-air people. I'm like, we're here in the trenches, man. We deserve this.
Yeah,
food.
we are.
I agree. It's like that is the ultimate insult.
You show up to our house and you don't even let us enjoy your food.
I will say this, though. They're not stupid, because that's one of the perks that people say would get them back into the office if they could get more free food.
Is the top perk not getting fired? Because I would think that would be the top perk. I guess you can't do that these days.
Not on the list that I can see, yeah.
You want to keep your job? Come to work.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear you say that, though, because you obviously are a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
I'm a boomer, and the idea that you have to entice people to come back to work in the office as opposed to, Steve, get your ass in the office or you're fired. Because that was our incentive.
Bonkers. Like, I mean, I'd say it as a joke, but there was a time where it was just like, that wasn't considered being a bad boss. It's like, you want to get your paycheck, you got to come to work and do your job.
Not anymore, buddy.
No, now you got to massage them with drinks and snacks.
And you might have
I'm not opposed to.
So in.
You might even have to massage them, Steve. You might even have to get a massage table for all we know.
Okay, well, I'm not going that far.
Yeah.
I'm not rubbing anyone down to come to work.
Or, even just a vending machine would be cool.
Those are the days.
Yeah. Well, it's unbelievable. They're saying lunch is a lot cheaper when you work from home. So, Danny, vending machine you'd have to pay for. These kids today, they want to come back and they go, you want me back in the office? I want free food every day.
Of course I do want free food.
Well, look at what is it, like places like Microsoft and Facebook, aren't they like or Meta, whatever it is? I think there's they have like little bins of like just free snacks.
Isn't that great?
Free Red Bulls and whatever. It's like, here you go. I know you're going to work 37 hours in the day, so here's an energy drink.
I think at Google too, they even have like their own like whole kitchen that's just free. You just go in and get whatever you want.
That's nuts.
Yeah. That is insane. I have been to a couple of Microsoft campus. I thought you had to pay for all that stuff because they had an amazing restaurant like right on the campus, and I'm like, man.
I know we say that's awesome and that sounds cool, but it's hard enough to contain myself when there's a bucket of nuts that our production guy has for us to enjoy. Like, could you imagine just having access to free food all day long?
Yeah, you're right.
As awesome as that it would be, I'd have to spend the rest of the time. We need a gym as well because I'd have to be running on the treadmill the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, or
be not very good for the waistline.
I would, or maybe I would never have to cook for myself at home. Being a guy like me, I don't cook.
DJ works 9 to 5, not because he wants to work 9 to 5, but because that just covers breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's it. Covers everything for me.
Yeah, people want an on-site gym with free memberships.
Yep.
I do like that in our building. We do have a little mini. It's not a big gym, but it's big enough for when you like need a quick workout, and it's free if you are someone that works in this building.
I do like that a lot, and it gets the job done. Like it's not anything like fancy, but I'll take it.
We have some free drinks here. I guess well, coffee, which
is nasty.
Yeah, that's free drink.
I feel badly every time the coffee guys come in, and I really want to go, why do you still come here and clean that thing? It doesn't work.
Maybe let it stay dirty. Maybe that's the answer.
Does anybody use that machine? Does anybody use it?
Oh, yeah. Lots of people do.
Every time I see a coworker doing that, I'm like, you realize what you're about to drink, right?
Yeah. How is it they like that stuff?
Maybe we just have bad taste in coffee, and it's actually really good.
That coffee's undrinkable to me. People want an office lounge where people can hang out and socialize. These are the perks that people want to return to work.
I want an office nap room.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to socialize with anyone.
Yeah, I just want to take a quick power nap.
Exactly.
Ooh, sleep pods. That would be kind of fun.
Like the Japanese sleep pod hotels, that'd be perfect. And you can't really do anything naughty in them because they're too tiny.
Oh, that would be claustrophobic, but still, I'll take a sleep pod.
I don't know if I want one of those pods where like your feet still stick out of it, like it looks like a clamshell.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want that. No,
it closes over from like the waist up, and then like the rest of you just kind of sticking out.
No, your feet got to be warm, man. Yeah,
your feet got to be. We can bring a blanket.
Yeah, man. Not if my feet are sticking out.
Vicky found like these little like sleep pods.
Oh yeah, those are
the capsule hotel pods and stuff where you just go in, take your nap, and get the hell out.
Could you imagine having a wall of that here at work?
It'd be amazing.
That'd be so good.
Who would clean them though? That's the question.
Yeah, there is that.
Not me.
I'll just bring my own sheet. I don't care.
Oh, okay. All right, but this one is what would kill me. Again, these are the perks that people say would bring us back to work. Let people bring pets to work. That would be awesome. That'd be my deal killer. I would say, you know what, I'm staying home.
Like Amazon, I don't know if they still do, but they did that for a while where like people were bringing their pets to work, and I would always see the pictures. When we worked at the old building, I would sometimes see people because the parking garage was the same place as the Amazon building, and I was like, man, that must be so much fun just having a bunch of puppies running around.
There was sometimes they even had like the little like puppy play areas on top of some of the buildings here. Like it's easy to go let them relieve themselves.
Yeah, that's no.
BJ's out.
That's a win-win. It keeps BJ away from us, and then we get to have all these puppies.
Hey, look, let me work from home if you want to do that. I have no problem. If you get the majority of the people back in the office and I get to stay home, that works. I'll take that.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So this poll found the top perks that could get people back to work in an office again would be free drinks, free food, required breaks, and on-site gyms. So we're wondering, okay, this is your opportunity to brag. What is the coolest perk that you have at your job? 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text, 206-803-ROCK. What is the coolest perk that you have at your job? We got your calls. We got your texts after the Presidents on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There was a poll said, okay, we need to get people back in the office. What will get you in the office? And folks said free drinks, free food, required breaks, on-site gyms. Let me bring my dog. Let me bring my kids. Oh, man.
What about soft serve ice cream machine?
I'll take that.
Yes.
Including a dairy-free one for me.
Yeah.
Oh, it better be DQ. I want a DQ inside
so you just
my
want
joint.
Dairy Queen inside of our building?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go soft serve, you got to go with the GOAT. I know a lot of people want to say that, the McFlurry is the thing, but I guess.
What if they misunderstood you and then they start giving you soft serve made from goat's milk?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I'm willing to try ice cream of anything once. I will try it once. Let's go to Annie and Alan. That doesn't sound right.
How's Alan doing?
Yeah, that's anyway, Annie, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Annie. So, what is the coolest perk that you have at your job?
Well, at my job, we have a refrigerator full of food, snacks all day, drinks, anything you want, pretty much. When you start to work, they ask you what's your favorite thing to snack on, and so everybody gets to choose, and they furnish it all day long.
Come on, where's that at? Can you say, or do you want to say? I don't know.
I can't say, but I will say that my husband used to work at Microsoft, and he had his own mini fridge filled with beer every day.
There we go.
Okay, pretty impressive.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Annie, your job sounds pretty cool too, actually.
Yeah, like that's a lot of pressure.
Fantastic.
Like, what snack are you going to tell them that you want?
Yeah.
Pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls.
Oh, yeah.
That's an interesting snack.
Yeah. All right.
Pretzel nuggets.
Ooh,
That is very shocking, Steve.
Yes. And I'm not talking like the hard. I want soft pretzel nuggets.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You really want?
I basically want you to have. You want Dairy Queen in the building. I want Annie Ann's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I feel like what we want is a mall in the building, actually.
A food court.
Actually, well, you know what? Those folks over at Columbia Tower, we're only like we can walk under an underground tunnel and we've got it, really.
But it's not free.
Yeah, it's not free.
Oh, you're right. Columbia Tower is, food court makes you pay. I forgot about that.
They frown upon us not paying when we eat there.
Yeah. I haven't been over there in a while. I gotta go into that tunnel again and see what's up.
Oh, it's awesome over there.
I know how bad for them?
Lemmy Wings. I got to go in that tunnel again and see what's up.
Well, Columbia, I thought the tunnel was the coolest thing ever when we first moved to this office building. I was like, wait, I don't even have to go outside. And then we're in Columbia Tower, and then they had this great, basically a food court right in their place, and they remodeled the whole thing right before COVID.
Steve and I had lunch in there the other day, and it was fantastic.
Wait, what?
Was it Evergreen?
The Evergreen
place,
okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I recently went with you guys somewhere, and you just said, you know what? Starbucks is good enough for you. I don't got to take you to the tunnel.
Oh, we tried to take you there a couple of times.
Yeah, we tried. You weren't around.
No.
What do you want from us?
Yeah.
I don't know. We went out recently. We didn't go to the tunnel or anything. You know I like the tunnel.
And for those that don't know, there's like an underground tunnel from our building that leads you to kitty corner across the street, the Columbia Tower. It's pretty sweet, especially during the winter.
Yeah, tunnel isn't something like euphemistic or dirty, like the tunnel of love.
You did say kitty corner, and I was like, there's a strip club over there?
That would be a great name to it.
So shocking that everybody in this show we get on that road.
Diagonally across the street from us, there's the Columbia Tower, and we take a tunnel.
Yeah. 206-803-ROCK. What we want to know, man, either via text or call, what is the coolest perk that you have at your job?
They just stopped doing it, but our boss would pay for a mobile espresso stand to come and get us all free coffee on every Friday. That'd be pretty cool. Like have a food truck show up and it's just free for your employees.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Yeah, man, we used to have an Avanti market, which granted you pay for, but man, like you could just grab stuff, and I still have money on my account. I still have the little keychain thing that you go.
What are you hoping that you're going to randomly end up at an Avanti market?
Well, I mean, I didn't know we were like not going to have it anymore, and I went and put $50 on my account, and they go, "You're moving to a new office," and I'm like, "What about my $50 at Avanti?"
Try and sell it to someone for $30.
Yeah, well, I mean, has anybody got an Avanti in their building? I don't know.
I bet they do.
All right, I'll have to make that deal.
How about this person says we do get soft serve ice cream with all the fixings during the summer, and we also get fresh popcorn on Fridays from Lakewood Larry.
What is wrong with us? Why do we get nothing?
It does make you rethink how cool our jobs are. Yeah. We don't have these cool things.
Yeah, we don't have these cool things. I mean, every once in a while they do cater stuff and there's some free stuff shows up.
Yeah, but we have to sit through a meeting in order to enjoy it.
Right. It's like I said, it's like a timeshare. You're right. I don't want to be hearing about all that. 206-803-ROCK, that's the number to call, that's the number to text. There was a new poll where they said, okay, we got to get people to come back from home and work in the office. And so they said, hey, what do you guys want? And some people want to bring their kids to work. I mean,
that'd be fun.
No, it won't.
I think it depends on the age.
Yeah. You already bring your kids to work.
Yeah, every day.
That's a good. Yes. And we have to pay them, too. That's the thing. These people, at least, I mean, they don't got to pay their kids to go. I mean, an on-site daycare, I suppose, would be cool for people. That would be cool if companies could provide that.
In a fun way, that would create good, like, bonding with your coworkers. Like, let's say your kids get along. All of a sudden, someone maybe in sales you never talked to. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to grab, like, lunch because your kids like hanging out together.
Yeah. I do believe that would be the single thing to get people to come back from home because, yes, you work from home and you've got your kids, so you save on daycare, but it's very distracting, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Very, very distracting. So the idea that you could bring your kids to work and have somebody watch them, you might go, okay, I'll come back to work for that.
Well, it's not just that. Like, if you work far away from the daycare, let's say you work in Seattle and your daycare is in Everett, you have to try to race back to get to your kid before it closes. So sometimes traffic's a thing. So knowing that you can just pick up or check on your kid at any point of the day seems pretty awesome.
And if it's days off, you can just drop them off at work, and you're going to work, not me, and then you go and do something fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
put in those hours, kid.
Yeah, Steve. Where's Steve? He's at daycare.
There's a Mariners day game. He showed up. He logged in for a second, dropped his kid up, and then just left.
Yep. Let's go to Anthony in Vancouver, 206-803-ROCK. Anthony, what's the coolest perk that you have at your job?
The coolest perk that I have is driving around and, getting familiar with new roads all around Washington. Never trying to eat at the same restaurant twice when I'm out on the road.
Oh,
and I get to listen to the rock all day.
Nice. That's the best perk.
Great idea.
I will say this, man. My brother's a trucker, and he does love basically just being by himself for a long stretch of time, and he's that kind of guy. Do you drive truck, or what do you do, Anthony? Delivery? What do you do?
So, yeah, I'm a delivery driver for a plumbing company.
There we go.
Anthony, are you in your truck right now?
Right past you guys. Yeah, I'm in Seattle.
Are you in a truck that has a horn? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, no.
Not that kind of a truck?
Yeah, no, not that exciting.
All right, fine.
Sorry, Steve. Wow, Anthony, he wouldn't
Crushed
even,
my Wednesday.
He wouldn't even be beeping it for you because he felt like he had small truck syndrome. He didn't want.
He's just like, no, it's not that kind of truck.
Yeah,
I respect that.
You still probably would have appreciated a horn.
Oh yeah,
of any type.
You could honestly be driving like a Kia Sorrento and said, "Hey, can I honk my horn?" I'd be like, "Hell yeah, let's hear it.
Let's do it." Let's go to Brandon in Maple Valley. Brandon, you are on the rock.
Hey, what's going on, BJ Shea?
Hey, Brandon, what you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, so I work for a company that guarantees 40 hours. So the first 5 months of this year, we only worked 3 days a week. I was getting about 25 hours a week, but guaranteed 40.
Oh, that's what you mean by guaranteed 40, because I was going to
pay no matter what.
Yeah, I was like, dude, the best thing you like about your job is they're going to let you work 40 hours a week, but that guaranteed 40 is sweet.
Yeah, so I'm working like 25 hours a week, but it guaranteed 40 at the end of the week, so it's nice.
And so you get bennies, right?
Oh, yeah, full bennies.
Whoa.
We got the snacks, we got the mocha machine here. I mean...
Mocha machine.
Here's what I'm going to tell you right now.
I don't know why I said that. Here's I kind of fired up about it.
I'm not going to.
Mocha machine.
Yeah. When's the last time you had a mocha?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just so excited about it. It sounds amazing.
But if you have a machine, I'm going to have a lot of mochas.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably. So here's the one. I'm not going to name the place. It's a car dealership, but I'm not going to name it. But it is the worst cruel thing ever that I didn't know was a thing. This car dealership has fresh cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but hold on. All right. Again, I don't want to name the car dealership. Okay.
No. I've been to a couple of different car dealerships that have had fresh cookies.
Like 3. No, I know. I'm not saying that. Hold on, people. All right. They'd be crying out loud.
Mocha machine.
It's not the headline of the story, you a-holes.
Well, you went with that.
Cookie machine.
I'm just saying. I know that they have treats, but here's what I didn't know: the employees are not allowed to have them.
Oh,
that's the cruel thing.
That's bullcrap.
I know, because I was at a place and we were talking, shucking and jiving, and of course they go, "Hey, would you like a coffee?" And of course you smell the fresh cookies wafting, and I'm like, "Sure, I'll go get some cookies. I'll get some
jiving and wafting." Okay,
yeah. And I was like, "Hey, I'll get you some too." And they're like, "Oh no, I can't have any. If the boss sees me having cookies, oh boy, it's a bad thing." I go, "Wait a minute, you got these delicious cookies, and then you can't have any?
Why can't they have like at least one per day?"
I don't.
They should have like a cookie ticket.
Yeah,
were they delicious cookies?
Yes, they were. Oh, they were
could
amazing.
You have 2
chocolate
cookies,
chip.
and that's not a problem.
Oh, they let me have as many as I want because you're the customer.
Uh-huh.
You know, the custies get what they want at the car dealer. But I didn't know that. Like I was almost thinking maybe this would be a good career. You know, you never know. I don't know the free cookies. I might want to sell some cars, and then if you can't have any, I'm out.
Speaking of car dealership, though, how about this place? Toyota of Puyallup. They said the owner pays for a food truck every month to feed us, sometimes twice a month. Toyota of Puyallup for the win.
I got to tell you, man. I mean, first of all, what an easy job at Toyota of Puyallup. Because you're selling a great car. You don't even have to tell anybody anything. Everybody knows how great Toyotas are. So, you know what I mean? Like, basically you walk in and you go, "Hi, I want to buy a Toyota." And they go,
"Hey, come back to me later. I'm eating my chicken lo mein that I got from this food truck."
I got a food truck thing over. Like, you don't even have to beg people to buy the car because there's nothing, you know. I think that's probably, I wonder if the best car salespeople are at Toyota. You know what I mean? Because maybe you have to rise up the ranks.
I don't know.
You know, because you never have to worry about anybody going, "Yeah, but will the car last?" It's like, dude, it's a freaking Toyota, for crying out loud. What are you talking about?
Take some food at our food truck.
Yeah, food truck is nice.
Hell yeah.
That's very, very nice.
Obviously, I would love to work at the Seattle Kraken's probably a blast just in general. But the one time where I got to go to, when they had their offices before they moved to the Kraken Community Iceplex, they were downtown in Queen Anne. Mm-hmm. And I went and visited my buddy Dan down there. And I got there on the day that they got the bubble hockey machine put into the office.
Oh, man. How did they get anything done there?
Dude, we had a job. They let me be a part of it. It was like a worker tournament. The Wikis were there. Everybody's part of this tournament, and we're all playing bubble hockey. And I'm like, I'd like to do this every day.
Dude, that's the way it was when I went to work for I saw my buddy who was a video game guy. Basically, he made code and designed games for one of the video game companies. Dude, all they did was play games all day, and they called it research because they're trying to get ideas. They need to get ideas. So how do we get ideas for the new game? So they go out and buy board games, all kinds of games.
We're doing research. We're a hockey franchise. We need to play bubble hockey.
Man, we can't even get a vending machine. We're willing to pay for snacks. We can't even get that.
That was so slightly awkward because it was Todd Lagowicki's birthday that day. So he shows up and everyone's singing happy birthday. And everyone he knows, because they all work together, except me. And I'm standing there with like a cupcake in my hand on happy birthday. And he's like smiling and he finally goes, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm Steve." "Why are you here?" I'm like, "To play bubble hockey," clearly.
Dude, that moment you're having great, and you realize, oh my God, I am the awkward guy that should not be here.
I'm the guy that should not be here.
Oh, that's horrible. But fantastic cupcake.
He was nice as can be. He just was curious who the hell is this random bald guy with a cupcake in his hand.
He probably thought, is Vin Diesel at my party?
Yeah, that's exactly what he thought.
How would you like some free financial advice from KISW's financial advisor? How about that could get you back to work if you had a free financial advisor? How about that? That's what we got for you. Call or text us now, 206-803-ROCK. You got questions for Todd Peach from BECU. He'll take those calls. He'll take those texts at 747 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes, those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Invest in your future at Columbia College. Take that next step toward the career you've been dreaming of. From a leader in online learning for over 20 years, make a difference in your future with a degree from Columbia College. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.
Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle.
BECU presents the KISW Financial Advisor. Here to talk money, please welcome Todd. I invented numbers, so I know how this stuff works. Peach.
Yeah, that's right. Todd Peach from BECU.org. And, man, if you live, work, or attend school in Washington State, guess what? You get to be a member of BECU, a fine credit union. And it's a member-owned, not-for-profit financial cooperative, and that's why it's cool. All this bank stuff that's going down. And, Todd, maybe you could speak to this a little bit, because people are getting a little nervous because we had a couple of banks fail who
in my lifetime, you just don't think about that. Like, how does a bank fail? They got all my money. And, and with that happens. And where does like a BECU stand when stuff like that happens? Like, just because people get a little worried.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, BJ. In the case.
Oh, hold on, Todd. We're having a hard time with you for some reason. You're going in and out.
Yeah, we have Skype echoing. Let me try something here, BJ.
All right. So far, you're doing good. Very happy about it.
Well, because I'm not talking, so hold on.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking all right. You're talking in my head. I hear you like the voices.
I hear voices.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, so just try saying something, Todd. We might have to just call you on the phone.
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah, actually, it is.
I don't know what happened. That's strange.
That's
anyway,
Danny's fault. It's always Danny's fault.
As you said, we're not for profit owned credit union, so we work for the membership and we do things strictly for the membership. That means we're not going to take undue risks and do things that are just to make money, right? It's not about making money. It's about serving the member and returning as much to the member as we can. In the case of some of these banks, they were, highly concentrated in, accounts that had multi-million dollars of deposits each one. In BEC's case, we have 1.4 million members. So our money is really spread out. So, we don't have to worry about a run on, if one account closes or needs their money or whatever, we can handle that. In the case of some of these banks, that the Silicon Valley's particular, they had a high concentration of tech accounts, of business accounts, and they needed the money for one reason or another, and it just kind of created a run on the bank, if you will, and all the deposits kind of left in a very short period of time.
Oh, that's a bit of a beating when people go, hey, listen, we want all our money now. You're like, oh.
Yeah, look back just to 2007, 8 in WAMU, right? What happened there? We didn't think that would happen either. That was a local bank. But again, undue risk, taking risks that, to make money, and it backfired on them with expansion and investments and everything else. So, BECU, we're safe, sound. You don't have to worry about that. We don't take those risks because we're not here to necessarily maximize profits. It's about how can we return the most to the membership.
And that's I'd say that's why BECU being a financial cooperative, and that's why Todd is here. Another thing that they provide is a lot of free info, and Todd comes on the show to even answer questions for people who aren't members. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text if you have a question for Todd from BECU.
And Todd, you'd be proud of me now that the Kraken are out of the playoffs. I'm not impulsively buying random Kraken merchandise.
Oh, and now it's on sale, Steve. This is when you want it, right?
So, okay, maybe I should start buying more. Thanks, Todd.
Yeah. This is when you want to buy it, right? When nobody else wants it.
Here I am, and I'm thinking, Todd's going to be proud of me. Now he's like, spend, Steve, spend.
Here's the problem, Todd. Right now, this is not the shiny thing he's doing anymore because the hockey season's over, but I got 3 letters for you, ASG. The closer and closer we get to the All-Star game, and the Mariners have some sweet All-Star merch, you say Steve is going to get hooked back into buying merchandise again.
That could be. Well, also, I did, Todd. I saw the Seahawks have a 65% off a lot of the stuff in their team store.
Here we go.
All
right, there you go. All right,
so I got to go online, Simply Seattle. I'm going to get myself some Kraken gear.
Yeah, this is when I'm in. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's good to know that. See, because of these conversations, I now know what I can buy and what I shouldn't buy, BJ.
Yeah, this is why you always go to clearance sales. You'll see Todd probably going to all the stores at the end of the seasons just to be able to get all that. And maybe in a couple of months, Todd's going to be happy getting all the summer stuff when the school stuff is coming out.
That's right.
He knows what's up.
All right,
that's the way to do it.
We have a text that somebody wants some advice. Do you recommend paying off your lowest debt balance or the highest interest rate first, Todd?
I'm always the highest interest rate first. I mean, I know the debt snowball and pay the smallest one so you can, you're making progress, right? So you show I paid this one off so you don't give up. But if you're motivated, then pay the highest interest rate off. That's where the most interest is going, and just stick to your plan and you'll get there faster than paying the smaller interest rate, right? Because you're going to be paying that much more interest as you go along. So pay the highest interest rate, stay motivated, stick to your plan. You'll come out way ahead in the end.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. We're talking to Todd Peach from BECU.org.
So I have a question about saving for my two boys' future. One is 3, the other is 3-month-old. My parents and grandparents want to give them money each year for their birthday. My grandma used to do a savings bond, but trying to cash them kind of sucks. Is there a better option for them?
I'm a big fan of 529s and the savings accounts. Go to savingforcollege.com.
Oh, we lost you again, Todd. And there he goes.
Go to savingforcollege.com. And then,
Todd, you may not know, but we can't hear you. So we have a maybe you just give us a call. Oh, and he's still talking, but
this is awesome.
I don't think he realized. Can he not hear me say that I can't hear him? Yeah, he can't hear me say I can't hear him. Well, this is working out well. You know what?
SavingForCollege.com, or you could just Venmo at I'm Steve Migs.
Yes.
And I will make sure that money goes to a good place.
Yeah, and you know what? Steve will make sure that he buys all of the discounted gear.
That's what Todd just suggested.
Yeah, with your money.
Venmo Steve Migs.
Yeah, and of course, Todd Peach from BECU.org. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington State, you can be a member of BECU. You don't have to be. A lot of folks thought, hey, what a great thing that Boeing does. But it's like, guess what? BECU is not just for Boeing anymore. It's for everybody who lives, works, or attends school here in Washington State. Any chance of getting Todd on the line?
Yeah, Joe's calling him. Yeah, they're calling him right now.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
so I'm now trying to figure out, should I get the Grubauer shirt that's $20, BJ, or the playoff hockey shirt that's $20?
Oh, I like the playoff hockey shirt. It's the first time we're in the playoffs.
Yes, it's playoff hockey, baby, and it's got some tentacles popping out of it.
It doesn't look official, but I still like it.
Well, it's from Simply Seattle, so it's sanctioned.
Yeah. Is it really?
Oh, yeah, they work with the teams. I mean, they got Kraken.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Not everything has Kraken logos on it. Like the one I'm looking at doesn't have a Kraken logo. It's just got tentacles.
Oh, okay, but you're saying the team is all cool with what's going on in Simply Seattle.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that they appreciate the money that they make from them.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you know,
all the Kraken, they got
I'm not
jerseys.
questioning Simply Seattle. I'm questioning the websites you go to.
This is an up-and-up website.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Yeah.
This is on the up-and-up. This is not from
all right,
China.
Let's go to Todd. Todd is back on. All right, Todd, we caught nothing of what you were saying. If you
we last heard get a 529 and go to Save for College something.
Because the lady wants to help her kids. She's got 2 little kids. And
So, let me back up a little bit here. So I'm a big fan of 529. So what these are, you put money into the account and it can be used for college, secondary education, just a lot of different things. Go to savingforcollege.com. You're going to put that money in. It's going to grow. You're going to invest it. And if they're, I think, 3 months and 3 years, we're going to be pretty aggressive. So in 15, 20 years, when we need that money, all that money is going to be tax-free. So you don't get a tax break today, but it's going to grow tax-free if you use it for post-secondary education, which includes trade schools, and it can even include, other like, when they get into, if you want to do private school later on, I suppose it might be good for that as well.
Okay, so any type of continuing education usually will work with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I hear the argument, well, what if my kids don't go to school? Well, that's okay. If they don't for some reason, number one, you can change the beneficiary. So you could change it to a grandkid someday if you wanted to.
Oh, that's nice.
Secondary, you can withdraw that money. I think there's some new rules coming out. I think you have to wait about 15 years, but there are ways to get access to that money without the penalty as well. So it's fairly low risk on that end of it, and the money's going to grow tax-free for you. And I'm a big fan of taking the gifts from the grandparents and whatever and throwing them into that account. I mean, we all, get things when we're 3 months old, 3 years old that kind of come and go. And this is something that's going to really help that child immensely with the expensive secondary education, whether it's college, trade school, etc., down the road.
Todd, do you know if that counts towards the amount of money you're allowed to gift your kid? Like, I guess each parent can gift their kid I think 14 or 15,000 or something like that. So if you took 14,000, 15 and put it into that account in the 529, does that count as a gift you're giving the kid?
No, this is outside of that, BJ.
Oh,
and
that's
actually
fantastic.
The limits are much higher, on contributions to 529.
So that doesn't add up towards that whole rule. So you can still give an extra 15 just in general without doing it. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, now if it's coming from a grandparent To the child, I don't know, gifts. I suppose if they put the money right into that account, it would, circumvent that. Those are details. If you're talking about putting in, $20,000 a year, $50,000 a year, let me know and we'll look into that a little bit. But if you're just talking about gifts of, $50, $100, $200, $300 here, nothing to worry about.
Yeah. And of course, always talk to an accountant. They always know what's up when you're talking about big dough like that.
Yeah, but contributions limits to 529s are much higher.
Nice.
Than, absolutely. So it's kind of unlimited, but you're only going to need a few hundred, I don't know what college is going to be like in 15 years, and it's going to be much higher than it is today, right? But if you can start saving for today, that money will grow tax-free, and then you'll be in a much better position in that 15, 20 years when you need it.
We're talking to Todd Peach of BECU.org. And if you got a question for Todd, 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text.
Someone just texted in saying, Todd, I'm set to receive 2 years of back pay due to winning an arbitration for being erroneously terminated. Can you provide some guidance? Thank you. Always enjoy your segment. From AD.
I guess we go back to where we always talk about, right? Do we have that emergency fund sitting there? If so, then let's start with our debt, with the highest interest rate we talked about earlier in the show. Highest interest rate first. Let's get some debt paid down, and then when we get that taken care of, let's look at retirement and our other goals. So, first step is that emergency fund. Make sure we can handle anything unexpected, and then let's get out of debt.
So, Todd, let me ask you this. It's definitely a different world we're living in, that the interest rates are up. A lot of people now, including my own, banks are calling people asking, hey, would you like to get a CD? Because, hey, we can give you a great return like 5%. It used to be CDs were just don't even bother. And, of course, your normal savings account don't even bother. So where does that fit in the world, Todd? You have your retirement account, like you said. You got to pay down your debt. When does a person go, maybe a CD right now with these interest rates being as high as they are, maybe they're right for me? What are you telling people about that?
Well, I think if you have an emergency fund, there's no reason why you can't put some of that into a CD. Most of us, you should, have at least 3 to 6 months in an emergency fund of your expenses. So if you were to get laid off like this individual did a couple years ago or whenever that was, that you have that money, you don't have to worry about, how you're going to pay the mortgage or the rent or food and et cetera. So 3 to 6 months emergency fund. You can put some of that into a CD if you wanted to. You could do, part of that. You can get your money out of the CD. It is liquid. Yeah, you just have to forgive a few months of interest sometimes to pay that penalty, but it's not the end of the world. So CD is certainly an option. It's not like you're guaranteed the money. It's insured. It's not going down. You're not going to lose principal. Worst case, you might just lose a few months of interest if you have to cash it in early.
It's pretty crazy because that's pretty much what they tell you with the stock market over the years. You're lucky if you get 5% return. That's kind of what you look for over the 30, 40 years you invest. And now CDs, that's what they are. They're like at 5% or even more in some cases.
Yeah, stock returns 8 to 10% on historical on average is what you should get with reinvesting dividends. So CDs are going to be on long term. It's not like I wouldn't consider it a long term retirement investment. It can be a part of your portfolio, BJ, but I wouldn't put everything in CDs for retirement, for example.
Yeah, I do like the fact, though, that you're saying that we can just take our emergency fund, throw it in there, and who doesn't want to earn 5% where normally you'd earn nothing just in a regular savings account? That's awesome.
Yeah, just go back a year and a half. We were talking like nothing, right? So things have changed. So money markets, CDs, those are good options for your short-term cash or emergency funds, or maybe you're saving for a house or saving for a car, or maybe your 2-year goal is to a home. Well, go ahead and put that into a 1 or 2 year CD, and then you'll make a little bit of money as you march forward to that goal.
Yeah, it seems, Todd, before people weren't worried about getting down payments, but boy, now when it comes to buying a house, it feels like because the interest rates are high and you can't get as much house as you used to, it feels like everybody now is thinking, I need to save for that down payment. I just need to get that done.
Yeah, it goes back, BJ. When I bought my house, interest rates were 9.9%.
Woo!
So, wow. And you were probably in that similar thing, right? So I still go back to the, when it, Absolutely. If you can come up with 20% down, do it, right? I put 5% down on my house and was fortunate, things went up and I was able to refinance when interest rates went down, several years later. And so I still get back to it's when you're in the position to buy the house, that's when you should be looking to do that. We don't know what interest rates are going to do. We don't know what home prices are going to do, but a house should be a long-term investment for you in a place to live versus paying rent. So once you're in that solid foundation, you know where you're going. You're going to live in the house for a long period of time, and you can afford it. I've always been in that camp, and now's the time to do it.
So it sounds like you're not a fan of that phrase starter house. You hear a lot of people go, "Oh, this is just our starter house." It's like, you're saying,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm always a fan of buying the right location, BJ. So it's find out where you want to live, the neighborhood, the schools, and find the cheapest house in that neighborhood is probably my best advice. Where you want to go, and does it have to be at 3,500, 4,000, 1,000 square foot? Probably not. You probably get by with much smaller than that. But I don't know about this. I don't know too many people. There's some, I guess, starter house. I mean, if you're single and then you get married, then you go on to something else. But not sure what a starter house is.
If you did not get through to Todd from BECU, you can always go to KISW.com, scroll down on the webpage, and you'll see the banner with Todd's smiling face, and he'll answer whatever emails you have, whatever he can. And don't forget, man, BECU is a great place to do your banking, and if you live, work, or attend school in Washington State, that's all you got to do to be part of BECU.org. Todd, thank you for being with us, buddy.
Thanks, BJ. Much appreciated.
All right, take it easy, Todd. There you go. One of the most popular basketball players of all time just shared a story about a time that he accidentally showed up drunk before an NBA game. Oh, accidentally, huh? All right, you'll hear from him at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
Invest in your future on your schedule at Columbia College. Earn an accredited degree faster with 8-week classes starting 6 times a year. Go at your own pace as you build your future. Learn more at yourfuture.ccis.edu.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Charles Barkley, you know that guy. NBA great.
Yep.
Now a broadcaster.
As a kid, when I would play the NBA basketball game, I would always want to be the Phoenix Suns so I could be Charles Barkley.
Oh, God, same.
Yeah, he was such a badass.
The one with the two basketball players?
But there was that and the other one. But yes, it was the 2-1 when they were like big heads.
Yeah. Then it was like NBA Jam or something like that.
But then there was also just the basic one. But I always wanted to be Charles Barkley.
That's awesome.
Because he was such a badass when I was a kid. I'm not a role model. I was like, yeah, you are to me.
Well, that's why you turned out the way you did.
Kinda.
He was a guest on the Spit and Chicklets hockey podcast. So here's a big basketball dude going on a hockey podcast.
Well, he's been pretty vocal about and joking about like how during like the NBA playoffs, there was one game I can't remember. It wasn't very eventful, and he's like, "This game's boring. I'm just gonna go watch hockey because hockey's more exciting." So a lot of hockey fans have really embraced Charles Barkley for showing love to the NHL and to the hockey playoffs by goofing on the fact that some of the basketball games have been boring to him.
And he on the podcast, he talked about how he, time that he got drunk and played drunk in a game.
So my agent calls me one morning because I'd had enough of Philly. Our team did it good. And then finally, my agent calls me and says, "Hey, the Sixers going to do it. You're going to the Lakers. I'll call you back when they finalize the deal." I said, "Thank God. I want this to be over." I think it's just right after lunchtime. And we got a game that night. He calls me back like 2.5 hours later. So me and my friends go out and celebrate. He says, "Sixers reneged on the deal. It's not going to happen." I said, "Oh, man, I'm drunk as shit right now. We got a game tonight." He says, "Well, what do you want to do?" I says, "Well, I'm going to play. I mean, I got to play. I can't. I want to be professional." And I have zero idea how I played that night.
Wow. I like that. That's his rationale, is that I need to still be professional and show up and play wasted.
I love that, though. So he figured, okay, I'm not going to play that night because they're going to fly me. I'm going to go to L.A. They don't want me to get injured.
So let me go celebrate.
Yeah. And then, the deal's off. You need to go work tonight. Oh, wow. And so, here.
And he said he didn't even remember who he played. He doesn't remember how the game went.
That's amazing.
He doesn't remember anything. It was so long ago, and he's probably lived so many life experiences, but that's pretty hilarious. He doesn't remember the game at all. Because I would love to see footage of the game where he was drunk.
Yeah, I want to see the stat line to see just how good or bad he was because, man, we've heard stories about other athletes who have been like on acid, who have been really just destroyed going out having really great games.
And they asked him, like, what were your stats like? He's like, I don't remember. Because that would be amazing to know. Like, did he play on par to what he usually does, or was it worse, or maybe he actually had a really good game?
How bad would you feel if you're an NBA player and Charles Barkley is still kicking your ass and he's drunk?
Right, wasted Charles Barkley's still better than you.
In this clip, Charles shares where he got drunk prior to the game.
But we went out. I called a couple of my boys. We went out and celebrate. We went to Fridays. That was a great Fridays restaurant on City Line Avenue, about 2 blocks from my house. Yo, man, I'm drunk as hell right now. We out celebrating. He says, "Well, they changed their mind." I'm like, "Oh, shit."
I love that he went to a Fridays. I don't know why, but that just makes it more
That used to be cool.
I love Fridays.
Fridays used to be cool back when they first came out.
I have no beef with Fridays, but you just expect that a guy who's a multimillionaire, he's going to go celebrate maybe like some back room or some swanky restaurant.
Yeah.
No, he's like, let's go to Fridays.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Charles is down to earth, man. I love Charles. So that's Charles Barkley talking about how because he thought he was getting traded to L.A., he partied, not realizing, oh, the deal is off. No, you need to play for the Sixers tonight. You've got to go to work even though you're trashed.
I remember, luckily, like in our line of work, it doesn't matter. Like no one's like going to be like, you don't have to like throw a basketball and that. But I remember back when we used to like do live broadcasts from like concerts. And I remember, I wish I had the audio of it, but it was a time where it was like an Ozfest. And I did not know I was doing anything on air. Maybe I agreed to it and I forgot, but I'm pretty sure I was never asked, but it was just like one of those things where like, Steve, you're there. And I went over to the station tent and the men's room was still broadcasting here at the station, but they're like, we want you, like, Steve, get on the air with the men's room and let everybody know how Ozfest is going. And I was like, all right. But I was gone. And I remember just being like, they're saying stuff. I can't even remember. All I remember at one point going, Ted, there's a lot of people here. And Ted's just like, we should take Steve off the air.
Yeah, it's
He's
over.
in no shape to even have a conversation.
That's where I would keep you on the air. See, I'm like, well, let's talk to Drunken Steve at this point.
Oh, I think they did for an extended period of time.
Yeah, that's great.
Man, I haven't been to a Fridays. Is there even a Fridays around here?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Where's the closest Fridays?
We lost California Pizza
Arizona.
Kitchen. We lost Fridays. Yeah, man. Do we have any Ruby Tuesdays? Which was sort of like a Fridays wannabe.
I never got to go to a Ruby Tuesdays.
Well, you have to go on Tuesday. You see, you kept going on Fridays. And,
I see what you did.
Oh, we go to one in Idaho.
There we go.
Nampa, Idaho.
That's the closest TGI Fridays to us, huh?
I think so. I'm not even seeing that one.
Yeah. I'm seeing the closest being Denver.
I'm seeing.
Oh, okay. That's a bit of a treat.
California as well.
Wow. Okay.
There was once a time where I feel like there was like a bunch of Fridays everywhere.
Yeah.
TGI Fridays, baby.
Yeah, they were like the joint.
And weren't they more for like their desserts? Wasn't like that their thing? Like they had like the best sundaes, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember that. I remember they used to have the giant cookie.
The giant cookie.
Good old Fridays.
There's one in... Gosh, they have an Oreo Madness, BJ. That looks like something right up your alley.
Oh, man, look at that bad boy. How did
cookies and cream ice creams coated in sprinkles.
How are they out of business? I don't understand how they're not in business when I see this wonderful menu. They got this rainbow cake looking thing that looks
Carlo's
amazing.
Bakery rainbow cake does look pretty phenomenal.
Damn, dude. Oh, it's Carlo's? It's like, so they got a deal going on with
Cake Boss.
Wow.
Hey.
Look at Fridays.
Hey, they have...
that stands for fondant.
Yeah, fondant, baby.
Guys, they have 5 in Dallas, and we're going to Dallas in August.
Oh,
I think we need to
are we going to do that, though? We got to go to a local joint in Dallas. We can't.
It is local. It's locally there.
It's not here, is it?
You guys are so lame, man. I mean,
you don't have to go with us.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't want to go to a Rainforest Cafe, and I don't want to go to a TGI Fridays if I'm going to a town. Let's go like Dallas. They got to have like a cool Dallas restaurant.
These places are great. There is Dallas restaurants.
Where's the Dicks of Dallas? That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to go to that place. You know, whatever they got. That cool place. Like, where's the Serious Pie of Dallas? That's what I want to find out.
Well, you do the research. We don't want to. We want to go places that we know and love and that we can enjoy here.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. Yeah, if you could enjoy TGI Fridays here, I would really even be more judgmental.
Burgers, BJ.
I know. They look amazing. I'm not saying they don't.
This is what's up.
They're Big AF. I love the name, the Big AF Burgers, which is a great name for a burger. How did they fail here? I guess because you know what? We have a lot of great restaurants in Seattle. We're a good restaurant town, and so if you're a chain, it's tough.
Yeah, I think that sometimes happens. People just rather go down, and I get it. Like there's something about going like to the local establishments, but I'm still a sucker for a good chain restaurant.
And the fact that we had to ask, when was the last time any of us has been to a Fridays?
That's the problem.
A great question.
Yeah,
of why they're not doing that well.
Yeah, it's always funny when they're like, I can't believe that place closed. Well, when's the last time you went? 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, you sure as hell help keep them open.
Yeah, right.
No.
I did help CPK. We were there a lot. It was always our spot after movies.
Though.
Every time we saw movies, Joey and I, we would go to CPK afterwards.
That's good.
Now Mod Pizza's getting our business because CPK's done, but I missed my key lime. Damn it. And I had a shot to get a key lime at the Bahama Breeze down in South Center, and they were fresh out. How are you fresh out of your signature dessert?
Because everyone likes it, so they're getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a point.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But you're right. I mean, it was a pretty busy lunch at the Bahama Breeze, so that happens. Ed Sheeran, I got to tell you something, man. I think Ed Sheeran is like ready to make the move to country.
Yes.
Because he's doing so much stuff, like talking about how he wants to be a country guy. Was he at the Country Music Awards making he did a song there?
I think he might have. And he has talked about interest in writing a country record, which I would imagine would be a massive hit.
Yeah, he tried. He tried rock, which I like the rock song he did, but that didn't take too well, did it?
No.
Yeah, and I have it. I mean, I have it in my playlist. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it definitely didn't. It didn't make people like say, "Oh, I really want more rock music from Ed Sheeran."
Yeah, well, guess what? I think country will take him.
Yeah,
they took Hootie. They take all the people.
I don't think country is like they don't have like that. I mean, a lot of rock fans, it's like if you did something that is not rocking first, there's a stigma against them. Like if you were on American Idol, we don't want to give you a chance, like Daughtry or something.
Gatekeeping.
In a way, whereas with country, it's like, oh, you did something before? That's cool. You got a country hat on now? All right, welcome to the family.
Yeah, you're right. You know that you make a really good point. So many people that have crossed over and have done other stuff have slid into country and did okay.
Very welcoming.
Yeah, and right now
you got a belt buckle? Sweet. Let's rock.
Oh, is that all you got to do? Just get the belt buckle?
Belt buckle and a cowboy hat.
So you got to check out this video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com because country music star Luke Combs is teaching Ed Sheeran how to shotgun a beer. I guess he had never done this before.
Shotgun. Luke is teaching me how to shotgun a beer. You want to be mindful of where your top is here, right? Because once that opens, beer's coming out of that if it's pointing at the ground. So you want this pointing to the sky. And once you're up, then you crack the top and it's just going to go. You want me to go first or you want to go together? I think we go together, right? Okay. All right, count us down.
3, 2, 1.
That's really impressive.
You know what, dude? Good for Ed Sheeran. I mean, seriously, the guy is like the biggest guy you could imagine in the history of pop music. He's one of the hugest stars ever. And look at this dude just running around being a dude.
Apparently, Luke Combs, that's like his claim to fame is that he can shotgun pretty fast. Although it looked like he didn't finish his beer, to be honest with you.
Oh, are you calling out Luke Combs?
I'm not saying I could do it better, but I get a vibe. It didn't look like it was empty.
We can get out in the hall and see if our folks at the Wolf will set up a shotgun beer contest with Luke Combs.
I'm in for it. I don't think I'll lose. I don't think I'll win, but I'll just so I can say I shotgunned a beer with Luke Combs. I don't even know any of his songs, but I know he's popular. So it'd be kind of fun to share that.
It's not
story.
a bad idea to be able to say you're shotgun with a guy that's what he's famous for. That's fun.
Now, is that like a cult? Maybe is it like a... Because Ed Sheeran's not from America. Is that like an American thing, shotgunning beers? Is that why he hasn't ever done it?
I wouldn't be surprised because I mean the way that the English, they have their pubs and they have their like the beers they drink like Guinness. You can't shotgun a Guinness.
I don't think you'd want to.
See, I think their beers are a lot thicker than our beer on average.
You want to go with like a light beer.
Yeah, and I don't think the England. I think the whole idea of what we do over here is definitely not the beer that they do over there. I mean, on average. I mean, who knows now? But would you? I mean, Danny's the beer expert of the show. I mean, do you know much about beer drinking culture in England?
No.
All right, thanks for that.
You don't know the history behind shotgunning beers?
I don't. Sorry.
What the hell, man?
I know that Sarah failed at it one time, but that was about it.
That's right.
Yeah, I just know that their beer is thicker. And therefore it's that. So maybe he would never know about it.
Have you seen people? I don't know if it's just. I've seen a good handful of people. Like the latest thing is to shotgun energy drinks.
Oh wow, that's got
like somebody. I've seen somebody shotgun Red Bulls. So it's a smaller can.
Wow.
But it seems like a terrible idea.
That does not surprise me in the least.
That sounds like
I butt chug my energy drinks.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You got approved from your doctor.
Yes.
Now, granted, it was your dentist, and I don't know why he's giving you suppository treatment. But listen,
and it's not the bang. You can't touch that. That's not good for the bang bang. Yeah, that one's bad.
Oh yeah, that's
a ghost energy drink.
I'm not sure why people are doing that. Probably because they're young and they're drinking.
Yeah, people just want to get caffeinated quick, maybe. I don't know. There's a bunch of people right there just shotgunning Red Bulls.
Why?
I think we should do this before next emo night.
Okay.
Just get ready to jump.
Yeah, but everybody looks like they're at least like the most in their 30s in that group, at most.
Oh, man.
And then you just get the burps afterwards. Just drink the 5-hour energy shot. That's a quicker shot.
Yeah, but
do what we did in college, where you just crushed up some Vibrant and snorted it.
Or you could even do worse than that, like we did in the 80s, and just get all Bright Lights Big City and just snort cocaine.
Now, I personally didn't do that, but I had a lot of college friends that when they had to do like those all-nighters, they would snort Vibrant. And I was like, man, you could have just started working on this project a couple days earlier. It would have been a less aggressive way to handle it.
Revive with Vibrant.
Do you guys remember Vibrant?
No.
Oh, you guys, that's hysterical. Yeah, that was the thing.
That was a caffeine pill.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they still have it, and they have the off-brand, which I bought for Sarah's wedding.
Oh, is that Volverin?
No, it's just the Walmart brand is what I have.
Yeah.
It's a Liverin.
Walmerverin.
It's the good brand or whatever it's called. But no, it works really well.
Revive with Vibrant.
Yeah, that was like they just started them, I think, around that time. Or maybe they've been around for a bit, but it was very popular in college.
Yeah. Yesterday, Steve, well, maybe he could have used some Vibrant because he got this one wrong.
What country is home to the largest roller coaster?
What?
What country is home to the largest roller coaster?
America.
No.
France.
No.
China.
No.
How about this, man? I didn't know, but of course Japan, they want to have all the cool stuff. Of course they got the largest roller coaster. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do it at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases, and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. It's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Get the latest on country music, from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial-free. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I got this piece of copy in front of me saying, hey, the Mariners are finally playing well. Well, I mean, we were talking about the day before yesterday.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough go yesterday.
Whoops. But you know what? The Rock Shop will get them back on track if you do your part and get one of the KISW baseball tees on there. There are two versions, 3/4 sleeve baseball style shirts to choose from. And how about we got the home, we got the away. So you might want to get the away version right now since they're at Fenway. This is the rubber game today at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
So, you want to support the M's, man, because that's our team right now. That's what's going on. Of course, also you got the Thunderbirds. We don't want to forget them, but we don't have a baseball T-shirt for those guys. You can get the baseball tee right now. Just go to the Rock Shop at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Happy Hump Day.
Yes.
I had to stop myself for a sec because I've been speaking nothing but Spanish for the last week.
Oh, that's right. You just got back from Mexico.
Yeah, and I almost said Feliz Miércoles.
Oh, we know Miércoles. Yeah. Steve and I are experts.
That's your favorite.
Miércoles.
Miércoles.
Yes.
But yeah, so my Spanish improved, but everything else, got worse. But I'm excited for today's game. You know why?
No.
Because it's round 2, my friend. Round 2 for the local 86 Ironworkers. We have Connor here to play against Steve.
That's right. Earlier we talked to someone from the same union, right?
The local 86 Ironworkers.
Hello, yep. Connor.
Hey.
Are you playing by yourself or you got the whole crew with you?
We got the whole class here.
That's awesome. They're taking a class right now.
We're entering the United States as a country in Europe.
What?
Not sure what happened there, but you know what? I'm feeling good about this. But they got a whole class. It's the it's the local 86, and listening to us, and they are all en masse trying to beat Migs. They tied you last time.
And what we've learned is that if they beat me, they get the rest of the day off, and we ended up tying, so they didn't get the day off.
Is that still in effect?
Is this round 2 for that?
Yeah, we would get out right around lunchtime, so
all right. Okay. Steve, I mean, if you would ever throw a game, this is the time.
I'm a man of integrity.
Integrity. We will see what will happen. So, Steve, please get out of here.
Yeah. If I lose, I am doing it for them.
Okay.
Oh, sure you are.
I'm sure that's how that works.
Yeah.
But for those playing at home, Connor and everyone else at the local 86 Ironworkers Apprenticeship have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, ready.
Beginning with J and E, what are the first names of the Blues Brothers?
Pass.
What do you have if you're suffering from circadian dysthymia?
Ooh.
Pass.
Who played Mad Max in the 1979 film?
Oh, 1 second. Pass.
Which U.S. city is known as the city of brotherly love?
You can do this.
Philadelphia.
Yes.
There we go.
What kind of cans did Andy Warhol famously paint?
Oh, nice.
Campbell's tomato soup.
Yes. I don't remember if it was
Campbell?
tomato. Yeah.
Well, it's Campbell's.
Yeah,
We'll give it to you.
Yeah, the first episode of South Park aired in what 90s year?
98?
No.
97?
Yes.
Nice.
Halitosis is the medical term for bad what?
Brad?
Yes. What singer had the hit songs Fly Me to the Moon and Come Fly With Me?
Frank Sinatra?
Yes.
There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Sometimes I feel like it is a little harder with a team because, like, you're afraid to answer, you're waiting for someone else to answer, and sometimes there's that weird pause.
You get 3 guesses, though, so,
Yeah.
like, you get to spit stuff out, but...
Yeah.
Well, see, though, this could go either way.
Oh.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Are you ready, Steve?
All right.
A day off hangs in the balance.
Beginning with J and E, what are the first names of the Blues Brothers?
Jim and Elwin.
No.
Jim and Irwin?
No.
Jim and Eddie?
No.
You're not a soul man.
What do you have if you're suffering from circadian dysthymia?
Vertigo?
No.
You've got a headache.
No.
You're tired.
No. Who played Mad Max in the 1979 film?
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which city is known as the city of brotherly love?
Philadelphia.
Yes.
Yep.
What kind of cans did Andy Warhol famously paint?
Campbell soup cans.
Yes. The first episode of South Park aired in what 90s year?
94.
No.
95.
No.
96?
No. Halitosis is the medical term for bad what?
Breath.
Yes.
Yes,
What singer had the hit songs Fly Me to the Moon and Come Fly With Me?
Is that Frank Sinatra?
Yes.
Yes.
What does the G stand for in the abbreviation GIF or GIF?
Generated.
No.
Generator.
No.
Gerbil.
No.
Did you say durable?
Gerbil.
Oh, gerbil. Okay.
No, that's something else.
Okay,
1,
then.
2, 3, 4, 5. Correct.
Oh, guys.
It's another tie. It is the same number as earlier.
Oh, sorry, man. You guys just are destined to stay in the workplace. Sorry about that, guys.
Come on.
I don't know why, but I find great humor in it.
Well, thanks for
was so
playing,
close.
folks. Try again, and maybe they'll let you out of work later on. Friday would be a good time to play Beat Migs, but, whatever. All right.
Oh, man.
Migs versus an entire class. And
Your apprentices.
Yes.
Oh. Some of these I am really shocked at you.
Which ones?
Like pretty much all the ones you got wrong. The circadian one, is that jet lag?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
How am I going to know that?
Well, I know circadian rhythm's about the body clock.
Aha.
So
Yes.
that's how I figured it must be jet lag.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
As well as the first episode of South Park aired in what 90s year? You were so close.
They got lucky, man. They got 97.
97.
So I thought that was going to be the difference maker for them, but then you had to go and be Mr. Smarty about some things.
Yes, the other one, we got jet lag. Beginning with J and E, what are the first names of the Blues Brothers?
It's Jake and Elwood?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah,
I don't
Jake and
remember
Elwood.
that at all.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah,
it's a great movie, but I haven't seen it in forever.
And I don't know if it holds up. You say it does, Vicky?
For me. But it's one of those movies, the nostalgia factor. I watched it with my dad. It's like a dad, brother, me movie.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say it's great for everyone.
It was a terrific flick, but when you think about the fact, because it had Belushi in it, and of course Dan Aykroyd, but
It had a plethora of fantastic musicians at the time.
I mean, it was a good music movie for the blues, but then at the time it was, that you just love the SNL crew, and I don't know if it would hold up today.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to be a real huge music fan. Like Ray Charles was in it, Aretha Franklin, James Brown.
That doesn't hurt for a movie, standing up then if the music, because that music's always going to be good.
Oh yeah, and Carrie Fisher's in it too, which always cracks me up.
I love Carrie Fisher, man.
So if you haven't watched it, I recommend it, and I'm curious to see what you think.
Soul man. Yeah,
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah, I might have to watch that movie again sometime. I have to do that. All right, well, there you go, Steve. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You ruined their chances to get out of the class early. Thanks a lot.
they didn't lose.
No. And they didn't win.
I know, they should have framed it better. They should have just said, if we don't lose, then we get the rest of the day off.
Very black and white world, you know.
Really
there was no gray.
Yes. It is. It's on that. And look, man, if you got a team full of people and you can't beat one person, what am I going to do?
Oh, wow.
I mean, really. One brain versus several brains?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Right.
Oh, look at the shade being thrown.
It's not shade, it's just honesty.
I know it's sunny out there, but you are throwing way too much shade, brother. All right, it's time for Listeners on the Loose. This is your opportunity. Anything on your chest, anything you think the world needs to know, this is your time. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text. Your calls, your texts. We got them at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Kia of Puyallup. Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show, 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's also the number to text, 206-803-ROCK. Make sure you follow Steve's rule when you get through.
It's a simple rule. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to gong ya. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK.
So today, BJ, I know you like the movie The Fifth Element. Did you hear that Prince was supposed to be the radio host, LOL?
Oh, wow. Like instead of Chris Tucker?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
Apparently he did we have the audio of Chris Tucker talking about it, but he did a recent interview where he shared that Prince turned down the role before he even got it.
Yeah, it almost went to Prince. I didn't know. Luc Besson, the director, told me, Prince was supposed to play this part. And I said, what?
I wonder what that would have been like, because Chris Tucker, if you haven't seen The Fifth Element, Chris Tucker was over the top. And some of my friends who are, again, sort of the hardcore gatekeepers back in 97, they were still out there, really didn't like his performance. But I thought, hey, Chris Tucker was pretty amazing in that movie.
Did he bring like comedic relief to it?
Yeah, I think that without Chris Tucker, I just don't think it's the same movie. I think he was one of the reasons why it was so beloved.
I feel like if Prince was in it, he would have been like a minor character as opposed to Chris Tucker becoming almost a sidekick, if you will.
And not for nothing, I don't know why Luc Besson, who's a great director. I like a lot of his movies, but I mean, Prince was never known for being super dynamic as an interview, was he? I mean, I don't remember like where you think
he was kind of artsy fartsy, kind of like a little aloof in a sense.
Oh,
but
Chris, I mean, Chris Tucker was
Prince
way
was an over the top performer. So I mean, interviews are different than acting, and interviews are different than performance.
Yeah, I guess I would have to see Prince performing like a spoken word thing as opposed to a rock show.
Spoiler alert, you won't be able to.
Oh.
He's not here anymore. But we do have a clip also of Chris Tucker talking about this time that he met Prince, and Prince made it a point to tell him why he turned down the role.
I saw him in a club in L.A. one time, Prince. His security came over and got me. He said, Prince wanted to meet you. I said, what? Prince wanted to meet me? Yeah. He said, you played that part in Fifth Element. I supposed to play that part. I said, for real? He said, I didn't like the costumes. I didn't like that. And I looked at him. I said, but you got your butt hanging out your pants. Yeah, but this is my design. Oh, he was so cool, so nice. Yeah.
That was another cool thing about The Fifth Element is that Chris Tucker's character had very it was cross, however you call it, cross bending, where his outfits, you couldn't tell if it was more male, more female for the time in 97.
When you wear leopard print, you're here to party. That's what I always say. Guy or girl.
Yeah, the character was really wild, and some people found it annoying, but to me, it's just like, that's Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker was just doing what Chris Tucker does.
But I'm looking at that costume, and I could totally see that that at some point the director or whoever was the casting agent person was like, this is the perfect role for Prince. Like, that costume looks like something that Prince would wear.
I wish there was some sort of screen test, because I think, man, I can't imagine anybody else but Chris Tucker doing that role.
Yeah, look, I'm saying, I agree. I think Chris Tucker is way more of a character for this, but you just never know. Yeah. I don't think I ever even saw Prince act other than in Purple Rain, and that was just him kind of playing himself.
Yeah. It's interesting, and again, isn't it wild when people have an idea of who they want for the role, and then they don't, and then the second choice or third choice sometimes is the best choice.
I remember it's like, That's kind of cool that, like, you know, Prince had a good sense of humor and they were able to joke about that. It's so random. It just triggered a memory when I was playing drums in this band, Peter Parker. Like, they were doing auditions for drummers before that. Like, you know, any band, like you put up back in the day, you put up an ad in The Stranger, which was like the weekly magazine with your phone number, and then you'd go down and play with the band. And if it was a match, great. If it wasn't, you move on. I remember like playing a show with another band, and the drummer came up and goes, you know, I tried out for Peter Parker. And I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, no, I didn't get it. Well, I'm like, well, no, dumb. The drummer for Peter Parker. Like, I'm aware you didn't get it. Like, he was very like, what? It was almost like a very awkward interaction. Like, he was mad.
Yeah, you got in his way, brother.
And I'm like, dude, like, we're a nothing band playing nothing shows with your band. Like, and then neither one is successful. Like, I don't know why you're all worked out. Again, I would have never known. It's not like I'm like, dude, beat you for the gig. You know what I mean? It's such a weird thing to like get upset about.
Yeah, people are like that where you go, dude, what are you doing?
It's like, I try to hit on you. I try to date your girlfriend, but she turned me down.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Go growl someone else.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah. It's like, I thought it was like, at first I was like, oh, awesome, man. We have something in common. No, it wasn't.
No, you aren't going to get that from that guy.
No,
Mr. I should get everything I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody's an enemy if I don't.
I kind of wanted to like try and like weasel in and take his drumming gig from his band. Just be like the guy that just takes his gigs.
Hey, since we talked about Fifth Element, Joey Dees and I did go see Guardians of the Galaxy over the weekend.
I had a text from someone that was wondering what you guys thought of it.
Yeah, Joey Dees, can you hear us, Joey? Yeah, Joey Dees and I both went, and it was the third one. Very much looked like it's going to be the last one. We've heard rumors that it's going to be the last one, at least with the cast that they have. Joey, what was your impressions of Guardians? What would you give it? Thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down?
Thumbs up, and I enjoyed it. Probably like a 7 out of 10, but I think if you are a fan of Marvel movies, you'll like it.
Yeah, personally, I think if they cut a half hour out of that movie, it would have been fantastic.
I feel like that's it. We could say about every movie now.
Yeah. And
how long was this movie? About, what do you think?
2.5.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was 2.5 hours. The big controversy, of course, is there was some animal stuff that went on in the movie that some people were very upset about because it basically goes into the backstory of one of the characters.
Animal loving?
Not animal loving, no.
Okay.
Well, that's what I thought. You said animal stuff.
Well, it goes into the backstory like that. There's a character that's kind of human-like.
Yeah,
that's a fox, right?
Yeah. It's not a fox. He's a raccoon.
That's a raccoon, right? Fix that in post.
Yeah. That is, no,
so I don't know if maybe someone
it's more of animal cruelty stuff that was going on from the main bad guy of the movie.
Gotcha.
But and I was talking to Joey Dees, going, he's the main bad guy of the movie. He's done horrible things to every being in this particular movie. Why are you mad about just the things he's done with the animals? And that's what I don't understand why people are losing their S. It's like, it's okay for this guy to basically be horrific to humans. Yes. You aren't complaining about that. But once the character does something bad to like a walrus, you're like, oh my God, I hate you people.
But also it's a character in a movie.
I know. People are just weird these days.
You know, that's true. People get triggered by a lot of things. But like nobody was mad about John Wick with the dog stuff.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of why he
I'm going to tell you why.
Snapped.
I am going to tell you why.
Why?
Because John Wick, those movies don't appeal to the super geeky. Like, you don't have the hardcore geeky audience going to John Wick. That's more of a mainstream audience. There may be some geeks that go, but I mean the hardcore geeks that love Marvel and the MCU. And I find that hardcore gatekeeping crowd very sensitive about certain political issues, very sensitive about animal stuff. And they have got to just step back and go, dude, this character is what it is. This isn't about attacking animals. This guy's an a-hole to everybody. This bad guy was a bad guy to everybody.
Yeah.
And everything. You just are too sensitive. You need to back off a bit. And I think the regular people that watch John Wick, probably thought this sucked what happened to some of the animals in that movie, but still they were like, we get it's a movie. Mm-hmm. Because it's an average person. It's not like a super geeky person watching a super geeky Marvel thing.
But once again, with the movie, the best part, the soundtrack.
Yeah.
The music was so good, man.
I've heard people complain that, what's the best soundtrack of all three movies? It's like, I hate the internet. It's just
I was going to say, dude, if you look, not even hard enough, if you just look long enough, you'll find negativity about any type of art.
Well, it's the problem with the Facebook algorithm. I mean, if I go on Facebook, they only show me the comments that they know will piss me off.
Then don't ever reply to the people who piss you off.
Dude, it's too late.
Honestly, my algorithm isn't all that bad.
See, you've never done it.
Yeah, I don't engage with people. I'm like, there are many times, don't get me wrong, look, I'm Not like as if I got this superpower, but I'll read something like, yeah, I got to set this person straight. And I'll even write it all out. And before I hit send, I go, do you really want to deal with this? And I think to myself, no, of course I don't. I don't want to deal with the notifications. I don't want to have to deal with going back and forth and then play this fun game of who can get the last word. You know what?
Yeah.
Delete.
See,
and I move on.
See, I've done that in the past, and even it doesn't matter now. Even if I don't do it anymore, they still show it to me.
They know you.
They know my algorithm.
Yep, they can feel your energy.
Friggin' Facebook. Don't like it. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That is the number to call. That is the number to text. Listeners on the Loose. Whatever you want to talk about, we got more of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 9:32 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
Your points are worth more than you think. This first-class flight to Tokyo, you can book it in your credit card portal for 1.4 million points. Yowzers. With Point Me, you could redeem just 120,000 points for that same flight. Now that's more like it. Point Me gets you 6 to 12 times the value for your points. Your credit card points are worth more than you think. Point Me. Better flights, fewer points.
Get started today at point.me. That's point.me.
Summer is here, and Clark County is buzzing with excitement. Get ready for live music, festivals, fairs, and vibrant must-see markets. There's something for everyone this summer in Clark County. Experience the thrill of watching a live music concert at the RVN-style Resorts Amphitheater and Elane Cowlitz Ballroom. But the fun doesn't stop there. Join us every week for not one, but two fantastic concert series and feel the rhythm at Waterfront Park and Columbia Tech Center. Enjoy all that summer in Vancouver has to offer and plan your trip at visitvancouverwa.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text.
So say, okay, Steve, since you play hockey, what do you think is a tougher sport, hockey or football? I only ask because I like to see the NFL do a playoff bracket like the NHL or NBA, but I read somewhere that NFL players couldn't take that much hit and damage. But I don't know. After watching the NHL playoffs, I think those guys are putting their bodies to the limits. That's a good question.
Oh, that's an easy question.
What's the easy question?
Everybody always says that hockey is tougher than football.
But I mean, it's all different. Like, obviously, I have a lot of love for hockey, and I love how just the spirit of players, like they could break bones and they still want to get out there. They get stitches, they still want to get out there. But you also, and with football, you're having a straight head-on car collision basically every play. And you hear that a lot of these players, they have to spend the entire week doing rehab and get their bodies up to stuff to be able to perform another game the next week. So it's tough.
Yeah.
I think they do different types of damage to each other. So it's kind of like an apples and oranges thing. That's why I don't think NFL can probably do a multiple game playoff series, especially on every other day.
Well, the nature of the NFL, you're right. For that, in other words, you're talking recovery. Whereas with hockey, I'm talking endurance. And I think maybe soccer is the only other sport where you go, you have got to go balls out. Your body has to be so conditioned. Even in baseball and in basketball, and I would say at least basketball might be a little closer. You get to rest a little bit. Now, baseball is such a long season that you start seeing the fatigue set in July, August, September, where you go, okay, these guys and the nagging injuries. But I think people have come out and said that hockey, probably out of all of the sports, maybe soccer is tied with them as far as nobody could do that because of the endurance that you need to have.
I will say, after watching, the playoffs for the first time ever in hockey, I'm very shocked that they do so many games.
It's a beating.
And so quickly, right after each other.
With the playoffs, the Kraken ended up doing 90-something games.
Dude, it's insane. And just watching them every other day, it's I can't even imagine being that tired. And they were just thinking man, having to get a good night's sleep and stuff. Wow.
But each sport has different reasons for why they're tough. Because you talk about hockey and soccer. I mean, at least with hockey, they are constantly doing line changes. Whereas soccer, you don't get that luxury. That blew a lot of people's minds when they first watch hockey. They're like, wait, why are they changing during the middle of the play? Because every 90 seconds, pretty much, you're changing it. Sometimes even sooner than that. You're giving it your all, and then you're taking a break. You're giving it your all, you're taking a break. They're all. I think if I had a choice of what sport I would play that would have the least wear and tear on my body, it'd probably be baseball. Because you get paid the most and you don't get hit much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying as far as when you can play the longest, but they're all tough, man. Hockey is a very tough sport. It was kind of cool. Yesterday I was leaving the gym and this dude saw my Kraken tattoo and he just started talking to me. He's like, dude, I'm a massive sports fan about all sports but hockey, but I got sucked in because of the Kraken. He's like, I started picking up how the game works. And he was just telling me his observations. I'm like, dude, you're nailing it. It was just kind of cool to see somebody who's fresh to the sport, quickly understanding why certain things are happening during the games. I think this was an issue with the team. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Face-offs were an issue. It was kind of fun talking to someone who clearly knows his sports but doesn't know hockey, but his knowledge of sports, he was able to apply it to learning about hockey.
Yeah, that's why if you're a student like you are, Steve, you really appreciate how far this team got. Because there were some glaring errors that, if you're usually if you are going to the Cup, you're probably a decent team on faceoffs, and you're probably pretty decent on the power play and pretty decent on the penalty kill. Usually when you get to the finals, though those both teams probably above average on all of those three things. And the Kraken, when you think about it, man, we weren't really great on we were okay in the penalty kill, but our power play wasn't great. Our face-off percentage wasn't great. And look how far we got anyway.
Absolutely. One game away from the finals of the conference finals.
Yeah.
So it says hockey players, though, aren't pushing 400 pounds. If they were the same size as football players, there's no way they could withstand the same hits that they normally take. Yeah, that's why I have to say, you're running full force into a beefy dude. Like that. I mean, granted, in hockey, you're also having a guy on skates coming full force and nailing you into the boards. There's a little bit of both are very grueling.
I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this. You guys are going to laugh at me, but I'm going to say this. And this is very anecdotal, but my wife works out a lot more than I do. So she can go to the gym and she can do whatever, and I never go anywhere to the gym. We take a walk. I do if I do a plus hour walk with her in more than 60 minutes, her body she says she can't take it. She's super tired. There's an endurance factor, I think, that hockey and soccer have that the other sports just don't have as much of. I mean, even like you said, they change those lines. But Steve, I mean, you get tired quick because you're going. I mean, you have to have lines in hockey or you'll be dead.
And in a couple minutes, you're back out there.
Yeah.
So it's not as if you're not,
That's why I don't think people appreciate
time.
Yeah, the endurance factor, I think, is, to me, a very important part of athletics. The idea that your body can just last as long as you can, operating at a high cardio, a high cardio rate. I mean, and that's what they're doing in hockey. Baseball, I mean, even in baseball, the only time you get to see how baseball's a beating is when you watch the home run derby and you realize, okay, they're swinging that bat too much, and a lot of guys get injuries from that because it doesn't happen that much. And maybe a pitcher, you could see him. He's a guy that's always moving.
But even in that situation, he's only doing it once every 5 games.
Yeah, and he had, because he can't. Yeah. He's got to be done. So, yeah,
that's why I say every sport's tough in different ways.
Oh, in baseball, they found out that pretty much the naked eye, you're hitting a ball that's invisible. By the time it gets to you, the ball is literally invisible. And the fact that these guys still somehow can hit it is something, as Michael Jordan showed us when he tried to play baseball, one of arguably the best basketball player ever, could not even get out of minor league baseball.
few texts are saying rugby as well. That's a gnarly sport.
I don't know. I know from what I see.
People shove thumbs up people's what skis.
Well, that I thought was the good part of rugby. I didn't realize that.
Oh, that's why you want to play rugby. And then you find out there's other stuff. And you're like,
wait, can't we just have the thumb thing and just leave all everything?
Can't we do the prostate off first and then just kind of go from there? No, okay.
No, you got to really be a part of it.
Be a fun question to ask guys like Luke Wilson and a guy like J.J. Watt, who's now back into doing beer league and just playing hockey again.
Oh, yeah, that's
football.
a great guy to ask.
Those are guys that played football and also played hockey. That'd be a fun question to ask those guys because they obviously have played at a high level. Drew Nowak, who used to play with the Seahawks for a minute, he's now playing. I keep in touch with him. He's playing beer league at his hometown, which is pretty awesome. He sends me pictures of him winning a championship. I'm like, this is so surreal. Here's a guy who played in the NFL and he's still fired up about playing, beer league.
Yeah, we see what happens with fatigue. That's why they say you can't leave the defense on the field in football too long. They get tired. Yep. And that's why time of possession is a thing. Again, it's all about endurance. And you see such a decrease in play with NFL players that just, their endurance. That's why you got to get them off the field. I think, it's interesting who people believe out of all the sports, who has the best endurance, out of all the sports, what kind of sport has the best endurance? Mm-hmm. That would be interesting for me to find out.
Be tough, though. A person would have to play every sport at the highest possible level.
All right, if you're saying I got to do it.
Okay, you should be the guy.
I'll be the guy.
Yeah, at least you'll be at the same level for every sport that
I surely will be. Let's go to Kevin and Lacey. It's listeners on the loose, 206-803-ROCK. Kevin, you are on the Rock.
Yeah, just to add to more to that, what you're talking about, endurance, basketball, the same endurance. When you're talking about the hockey going back and forth, those guys have got to, keep their endurance up. One thing that Walter Payton used to do way back, I know I'm aging myself, but way back in the day in the off season, he would find mountains of sand, soft dirt to run to get his endurance up for the season.
Yeah, so that's it. Because running backs, dude, nowadays in the NFL, they're switching out those running backs a lot for endurance reasons.
Oh, yes. But the thing is, what you do in the off season also to prepare your body for the season and to keep yourself also, like you say, to heal. But man, anytime you're in a professional sport, you're an athlete.
Oh, 100%.
Plain sure and simple.
Yeah, no, for
Except
a lot of
golf.
reasons. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I do love that hockey is one of the few sports that, professionals, when they're done playing, continue to play the sport for funsies.
It is pretty wild, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Football players, maybe some do, but not very often are you seeing, a former football player doing, flag football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, a baseball player. I don't know how many are doing, a wood bat league or softball on the side. But, a lot of hockey players, when they're done, I know, J.T. Brown, who's, does commentary for the Kraken. He just recently was playing in a hockey tournament here in Seattle, with some guys.
Do they hit as hard, Steve, when in those leagues?
In the beer leagues, no. It's very frowned upon. You're not supposed to hit anyone, in fact. But it happens. Yeah. Obviously, you're working in the boards, you might kind of rub a guy into the boards a little bit, then a little shot. But you're not doing, an open ice hit. That would get you a penalty.
I feel really, then why
non-checking, but you could kind of play the body a little bit.
Why wouldn't you do that then? Because that's probably the part of hockey that every player says, this is what I can't take anymore.
Oh, I've had some buddies I've played that play at the professional level, and we'll do pickups, and some younger dude will try and prove he's good and want to kind of lay in the former pro. And the guy's dude, that's your one warning. We don't do that here, first of all. No, don't be a jackass, but that's your one warning. And I've seen some of the older guys be all right, I warned you. And then they just give them they almost become a pro player again and lay the dude out. I'm that was awesome. I shouldn't be laughing, but I kind of am.
Oh, you're just egging the other kid on. He did that wasn't a warning. Go ahead and try it.
It's a funny thing though, when people, I've seen that happen so often where a younger dude just wants to almost say, oh, I could show this guy up. And I'm
please.
This dude played 1,000 games in the NHL.
Please.
What are you going to do? What do you think? By out skating him in this stupid pickup hockey game, a scout's going to call you and say, I heard that you outplayed a former NHL vet.
Oh, sometimes those men want to prove something.
So I want to know, do hockey players lose more teeth from fights or from falls and body checks?
I've always wondered that, actually. Or a stick to the face.
I feel sticks and pucks
are
are probably the bigger cause.
Yeah,
than fights.
That's crazy.
You saw the dude that got hit under the eye. That could have been his mouth, and he could have lost a tooth at that point. The dude from Dallas.
Yeah, I know, and they're starting to phase in full. Some guys are grandfathered in, so they don't have to wear the visors. But if you go into the NHL now, you have to have a visor on.
Yeah. I mean, if you really have to, because they're shooting the puck a lot harder than they did 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah, the curves on the sticks, the flex on the sticks, it's a whole different vibe. So that those pucks can come up at you high. Because back in the day, like you had no curve on a stick, so no one wore helmets because it was rare that the puck would leave the ice or it would never really hit you in the head. And then eventually, like, yeah, you got to wear helmets.
Yeah, buddy.
It's kind of crazy being a kid and watching certain players still not wear a helmet while playing a hockey game.
That's insane to me.
Are there a lot of fights in beer league?
Not many. There's a lot of like skirmishes.
Gotcha.
But every once in a while when a fight happens, it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, because you get to watch. I remember one time with our team, we had a guy who played like in like this minor league hockey league, but it was like one known as, it was kind of based off of the movie Slapshot.
Oh, nice.
A fighting league. It was kind of based in Quebec, and he played there, and he also played for like Tacoma Sabercats, and he was a tough dude, but he was the nicest guy in the world, and he never wanted to fight anyone. He just wanted to play hockey. But then there was one of those guys that wanted to prove a point, and we were playing against this guy, and this guy was just being a jackass to everyone on the team, but mainly the dude that used to fight for a living. Like, he got paid to fight in this minor league hockey league. And the guy's like, dude, Tony, even his teammates were like, you might want to relax on this. He's like, no, what, you want to fight me? Come on, fight me, you P word. And like, and my buddy was just like, no, man, you don't want to do this. And we're all like, dude, it's okay to take the L. It's okay to just go back. No, man, finally my guy's like, all right, you want to go? Dropped his gloves. Within 10 seconds, the guy's face is just a bloody mess. To the point where he's like standing there, doesn't even know what hit him. Like, it was like, blah, 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 blah. Blood everywhere. And we're all like, can you get off the ice? And he's like, I'm like, no, get off the ice because you're bleeding all over the ice.
Yeah, kid, you're done.
Wow.
And he's the same dude that then came in to our locker room after the game and comes over trying, I thought to like kind of, be like, hey, sorry. He's like, you got lucky on me. And we're like, just go.
You got lucky
just
on me?
Go.
Oh, you are an
like,
idiot.
dude, you just take the freaking loss. Like, you got pummeled, and you got pummeled in seconds.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole different type of fighting. Even if you think you can fight on the streets, like, now you got skates on, and you the jerseys. Like, there's a certain technique to fighting that I couldn't. I mean, I'm a goalie. I couldn't do any of that crap. But like,
you don't need that.
Thank God. But like, certain guys, like they can whoop your ass because they know the strategy.
Yeah. Damn, dude. That kind of dude that has something to prove and whatever, that monkey brain, lizard brain, whatever brain you have where you go, I will be the biggest ape in this group.
I'm alpha.
Yeah. I'll be the biggest caveman.
I'm a lion, not a sheep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Have you ever gotten in a fight? Ever in hockey?
Yeah.
How many? Or what's your ratio?
Oh, there was like 3 fights.
And how'd you do? Like, I mean, did your face get bloody? You lose a tooth?
You got punches in it, but it's like they end so fast. Oh, so it's not like as if like it's like 5 seconds, like refs get involed. It was a goalie fight, though. That was
goalie fights are great.
Legit.
I think both me and the other goalie really just wanted to do it just so that we could do it. Because you're like, everyone else is fighting.
Let's do it.
You want to fight? Yeah.
I've seen that a handful of times in the NHL, and it is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we were teens. And
goalie fights are so because you don't have to go, oh my God, because that's something you just don't see. And you're like,
goalie fights are the greatest thing ever. When you see 2 goalies like lined up on each other in the NHL, you're just like,
okay,
this I feel like I owe the league money. This is so rare.
And the rest of the players, whatever they're doing, they're like, oh, wait a minute, okay, this is a thing.
And goalies used to fight a little bit more because the goalies are mental as it is, but they were more mental back in. Like they were mental and violent, like Billy Smith and Ron Hextall and Sean Burke. Like there were these guys from back in the day that just like you look at them the wrong way, and they're just going to hack the back of your leg with their goalie stick.
Oh, you just had me think of something, Steve. Is that sideline reporter? Is it Leah Hextall? Is she a relative of Ron?
She is. I think she's like a cousin of Ron Hextall.
Oh wow, I didn't even put that together until you just said Ron's name.
Yeah. She's related. Not like that's not his daughter,
but still, it's she's a relative.
She's in the Hextall family.
Got to see the uncle be one of the best, pretty damn good goalie.
It's a mental case up there.
I'm
not a Flyers fan, but I loved watching him because it was just a matter of time before he would try and like take someone's head off with a stick.
Perfect city for that guy.
He was a legend.
Yeah. Well, that's what they like. That's what they like in the city of brotherly love. Crazy people.
But that was one of the worst. That was when I realized like the fans these days are a lot more respectful than the fans back in the 80s. Because I remember going to Rangers games in New York, and in New York back in those days there was a section called like the Blue Seas. It was the upper tier, and it was just the working man, and they were awful. They were drunk and they were mean. and they would chant the worst stuff. And Hextall just became like the star goalie for the Philadelphia Flyers. And before him, the star goalie was a guy, Pelle Lindbergh.
Yes.
He had the world ahead of him. Like, he was supposed to be one of the great goalies, and he died in a car accident.
Yeah.
I think he had a Porsche. Yeah, he definitely had a Porsche, because eventually Hextall would then come play in New York, and they started a chant that would happen all the time, and it was, buy a Porsche, Hextall, buy a Porsche. And I'm just like,
it's horrible, but great chant.
They're chanting.
Yeah.
You're right. You are mocking the death of another man.
It's horrible, but at the same time, it's East Coast gold.
Oh my gosh. And the whole arena would be chanting this. Like, I don't imagine, like, the Flyers players that knew Pelle Lindbergh are like, we hate all of you. You're the worst human beings.
See, Philly hates New York anyway, so that surely is just, oh, man.
Then there was when Dennis Potvin of the Islanders, he got into a domestic violence situation.
Oh, that's not good.
Every time he took the ice, they would chant, beat your wife, Potvin,
oh
beat your wife.
Oh, my God, New York.
Yes.
All right. Congratulations to the best fans in the world.
I mean, it was just like, if you got dirt or anything weird happened around you, they will turn it into a chant and then clap.
Oh, New York. Yeah. All right, we got a big question that has to be answered, and I'm not sure how this is even connected, because I know both of these things. What do Ryan Castle and a board game have in common? I don't think anything, but all right. Well, we'll see what you think. I'll tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and a board game have in common?
BJ has a special room just for me in his house.
Yeah, I do.
BJ plays both once a week.
Yeah, I do.
Steve has connected 4 on either one.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I assume that means 4 fingers.
Well, we know where the 3 go, but the 4th one I'm not too sure about.
Give BJ enough Diet Coke and he could go hard on both for hours.
That's true.
Man.
Do it. That's right.
I'm calling HR.
Yeah, you're not a Diet Coke guy.
Now, let me tell you about Vincent. Vincent's 24, and he was caught trying to send more than $2,500 worth of weed to his home address inside a board game box. And why was the post office concerned? They were like, he kept calling.
Probably because it smelled like weed.
Yeah. This Monopoly smells like weed.
Yeah, they opened up the box and they were like, hey, look at these 2 vacuum-sealed packets of cannabis wrapped up in brown paper, covered in red and white polka dot wrapping, and then hidden inside of a tape-shut board game box.
Okay.
Did it say what board game?
Did not say what board game.
Candyland.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have just probably left it in there because there's so much components and weird stuff in modern-day board games. You might have just go, hey, it looks just like everything else in there.
Chutes and Ladders.
Nah, that's not it, buddy.
That's your favorite one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Chutes and Cannabis is my favorite.
Chutes and Cannabis.
Ryan Castle's up next. He's got a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.